Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It's Manchester United versus Kristiansund. I hope I've got that right. Will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer put out his strongest side against the Norwegian? I don't want to call them minnows. That's a little bit disrespectful. What I would say is I don't know a lot about them. But will he put out a strong side, or is he going to wait till Milan at the weekend? You're about to find out. It's the United Stand Match Chat Live.
Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Yes, we are live. We can see you in the live comments. Very confused right now. Some people like, that guy Adam, this is amazing. Some people laughing, some people cringing, some people completely confused as to what the hell's going on. This is the Manchester United versus Kristiansund match watch along for the United Stand, and I am joined today with three fabulous guests who are going to help me along this journey of helping you guys get involved with what's going on. Paul, Andrew and Ash, are you all there?
Hello.
Wicked. So
yes, what's up?
Not too bad, guys. I'm seeing the live comments are getting a bit scammed right now. People laughing their heads off. So how are we all feeling about the devil rising out of the chair? Are we all a bit confused?
It's magnificent.
It's wicked, Drawty. You've done yourself proud, mate.
You're not my real dad. That's going to be in the comments now.
I am your dad. So, for those who don't know me, I have been part of the channel for the last 4 years, and I am considered as Mark Goldbridge's right-hand man. I have a stupid alias. I don't like it, but people roll with it. So, I am, you can call me, in inverted commas, the Drawty Devil. We'll just call me Mr. Devil today. So, right, we're going to get straight into what is today's show lineup. So, today we've got our pre-match build-up with the guys, so all of us are going to be talking about what's been going on. Is there anything happening with Harry Maguire? Is Bruno Fernandes going to sign for Manchester United today? We don't know. So hopefully, I mean obviously Mark's had a few things earlier saying that he's going to sign for the club. He's very happy and a little bit drunk on sangria, I must say. Everyone's looking forward to this. So hopefully we can talk about that a little bit. Then we'll be getting into the starting 11 announcement. I think, Paul, you said they have announced it, haven't they?
Yeah, the 11's out, absolutely.
Yeah, Andrew, how are you feeling about the starting 11 before we show everyone? Andrew's not there, is he? Andrew, you need to unmic your microphone, mate. Otherwise, we're just going to drop you out of the stream. Ash, how are you feeling about the starting 11?
Yeah, not bad, mate, not bad. There's a few sort of red herrings in there, as we'd much expect. But yeah, there's a good foundation there, but I think it still just shows how dodgy our squad is at the moment and how in desperate need we are of getting some new blood in. So yeah, it's not too bad. But again, it's against Kristiansund. I'm a little bit concerned at the fact we've played two defensive midfielders against what's essentially fishermen. No disrespect, but yeah, it's a bit concerning. But we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. And then we will be moving over to the watch-along studio. Obviously, we're in the current laid-back studio, which I always use for Mark Goldbridge. Then we will get straight into the first half live. You guys are going to be extremely important in the live comments, giving your feedback on what's going on in the game. Anything you want to talk about as well, throw it towards our guys, and we will talk to you and interact with you guys. Then we will get on to halftime oranges, where the guys and me will give our views on how Manchester United got it on in that first half against the Norwegian, as Mark said earlier in the show, minnows. That's a bit disrespectful. They're not really. Luckily, Noah Solskjaer is also playing against Manchester United. Then it's the second half live, and then a very, very quick warm down. So that is your today's show. Right then, guys. So, Andrew, you still there? No. Andrew's died,
Was
everyone.
Andrew ever here is the question.
I don't know. I feel like he was. Maybe the ghost of Andrew was somewhere. I don't know. But either way, he's gone somewhere, so fair enough. Right, shall we have a look at the starting lineup? Might as well. So let's get over to it.
Why not?
So this is your... Right, guys, this is your starting 11 for Manchester United versus Kristiansund. We have, in goal, David De Gea. I'm just going to put up the little animation over here, and I can move it around, as you can see. Way! Right, I need to go to studio mode. Helps if I do that. That's better. So, starting up for Manchester United is David De Gea. Left back is Luke Shaw. Phil Jones is starting, everyone. Can hear the confusion already. Lindelof, the Iceman, will also be starting for Manchester United. And then, amazingly, Wan-Bissaka is going to make another appearance. Brilliant. Now, the midfield apparently is a little bit different today, and we're assuming this is how they're lining up. Nemanja Matic with Scott McTominay over in the central defensive midfield, with Lingard probably playing over at number 10. Martial makes it out onto the left, Rashford through the middle, and Dan James on the right. Guys, your reactions to that starting 11?
Nice graphics, which is it's a general consensus, which is very nice.
Well, you know, I try. So I said we were going to do a little bit different.
Don't be modest.
So you guys in the comments, we've got...
Shocking midfield, Isaac Newton.
Well, yeah. Yassine Ahmed, this animation is looking very clean. Thank you. Although, you know, we're not going to go on about me too much. So, David, I thought it said Jones at right wing. I mean, if he was at right wing, he'd probably actually play a little bit better, David. So, maybe. Then we've got just seen Mbappe at Man City training facility from Mac Doherty. Probably not. Shocking midfield, as you said, Ash, from Isaac Newton. So, yes. I don't know. Guys, in the live comments...
Jones doesn't deserve a flag.
Do you know what? I've literally just noticed that. I was like, I've ballsed up there. I have ballsed up. Jones doesn't have a country, everyone. No one wants to own him. That's what's happened there. So, yeah. So, guys, in the live comments, rate out of 10 what you think the starting 11 is. We do think, obviously, they're going to play a different 11 for the second half, which we will, of course, bring you when that needs to happen. So, overall consensus, guys, are we happy with that? How do we think Manchester United are going to play today?
Anyone want to jump in?
Yeah, I think they're going to play okay. I mean, they are against Fishermen. No offense, but it's difficult to gauge against this sort of team exactly how good we are at present. But with the team we've put out, you know, we've got a lot of pace in there. We've got a lot of youth, and we've got a lot of goals. We have, if you look at it.
Yeah, we do. You know, it'd be interesting to see Wan-Bissaka with James, because I mean, we're assuming James is on the right, so hoping those two can overlap. It's looking like a positive lineup for the team. So hopefully, it's Man United are just going to go at them today and play with fluidity, because obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to line up with pretty... Well, this is pre-season at the end of the day. It's a good chance for Manchester United to get out there and attack the opponent, especially when they're a weakened side. So after the Spurs game, you'd imagine that Man United have got a few goals in them today. Do you reckon Rashford's going to get on the score sheet?
I think he will.
Oh, Andrew. Oh, you're there.
Andrew's back. Andrew, yay.
Where have you been?
For some reason, my mic wasn't being detected, so I just switched to my computer's internal mic. So,
okay,
there you go.
Yeah, we thought you'd fallen off the face of the planet. So,
and it's really weird because it was working earlier with my mic. I don't know what happened. I think Marcus Rashford gets on the score sheet. The 4-2-3-1 seems to really be working in this preseason. I love seeing how fluid it is. It's been a pretty decent preseason so far if we look at everything considering. Yeah,
I mean, guys, in terms of McTominay and Matic, do you think there's enough fluidity in the midfield to get the ball forward? Obviously, you know, there's a lot of things that have been labelled at Nemanja Matic for not being attacking enough, a little bit slow on the ball, but as we saw, McTominay is more than capable of flailing the ball around the pitch.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, we shouldn't look really too much into this at face value because it is, Kristiansund. I doubt very much this is going to be sort of the midfield that we're going to start the new season with. But it is a little bit concerning. There's no Paul Pogba, which a lot of the comments have mentioned as well. I think it might be a knock. Not too sure about that. But yeah, I mean, Nemanja Matic, he shouldn't be in the starting 11 going into next season. He's not mobile enough. He was past it last season. Granted, he's probably had, the first pre-season he's had in a few years, but he still, I don't think, has the quality and has the fitness and the mobility to really boss that midfield, especially if we're going to play this high-pressing game next season. We're going to need someone mobile to win back the ball and chase around. I don't think he's the guy for it. So it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on.
There's a few. MSU says, I like McTominay, but Matic and Lingard have been so underwhelming during pre-season. Yeah. So I would completely agree with that. Guys, do you think Pogba will get on the pitch at some point today?
Considering he's not on the bench, I don't think he will.
Well, he is on the bench. There's just not people on there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I'm taking everything at face value. Oh, I'm assuming so, yeah.
I would say that you're going to probably see a full squad change up at halftime. That's my opinion.
Hopefully.
I'd say all 11 are going to get swapped out for another 11. Considering who we're up against, I think Ollie just wants to get the fitness levels up with this one. I don't think he's trying to narrow down who exactly he's going to play. Do you think Ollie's already got this first 11 in his mind for the first game of the season against Chelsea?
He must do. I mean, we're only, a week out from season actually starting proper, so you would imagine Ollie's already got his first 11, but, and here's the thing, guys, and we're going to switch over back to the main studio. Harry Maguire. Now, do we think, and we're going to have to talk about this because these two players have been linked with Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes and Harry Maguire. Are those two going to join Manchester United this week? What do you think?
Yes.
How positive are you?
That's optimistic, but I think we've had too much messing about, and I think the Glazers and Ed Woodward, I think they will be lynched if they don't make some moves. I mean, you look at Damasio, he's said about Bruno Fernandes now, which he's usually reliable. I think he actually said something about Dybala earlier as well. I'm not believing that yet. But yeah, I can see maybe Maguire and Fernandes coming in, and I think that'll probably be it. Maybe Lukaku go into Inter or Juve as well, but I really do. I hope I'm not wrong, but yeah, I can see it.
I think, Mark was told a while back that Harry Maguire looks like he should be joining United. The only thing was, did Man United have the... Well, we know they got the resources. It was just whether they could pull the deal off, because obviously Leicester City were pretty much holding out for a world record fee, and I can sort of see why the club don't want to be bent over and paying that sort of money. Paul, do you think Harry Maguire is worth that money? Do you think they should just pay it, or
80 million? He's worth 80 million. What we're going to do? We're going to end up bartering for a month and then paying exactly what we should have paid in the first place.
Well, guys, in the live comments, will Harry Maguire sign for Manchester United? Ilya, United. I hope Bruno and Maguire will come to United. Well, I think we're all in hope that those two will come. I think Harry Maguire will add a steel to defence that we have just been missing for so long. Him and Lindelof next to each other would be a rock at the back next season, and I really, really do rate Harry Maguire. So I am positive that something's going to happen. Obviously, we don't know if Lukaku's going to go. It's looking like he is. And with Moyes Keane going to Everton, there is now a spare spot at striker for Juventus. So Lukaku looking like he is going. Paul, I'm going to ask you to take the reins for a little bit. I just need to sort something out. So if you don't mind, over to you. And I'll just put up the show lineup just so you got something to work with.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, guys, what do you think about... I know there's been rumours about Bruno and Savage. I know Bruno's at the forefront of the rumours, but Savage is hanging around in the background. Milenkovic, Savage. Which one would you rather have out of those two? Because they both bring completely different aspects to the game, in my opinion, but, of a similar price. And I'm trying to figure out which one we're actually going for at the moment, because the rumours are so scattergun.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, for me, I just, if you're giving me the option of Bruno Fernandes or Milinkovic-Savic, I would personally go for Bruno Fernandes. I think that Bruno Fernandes will suit to do better. It'll bring in a guy that could play in the number 10 role. And I think that we did switch up the formation a bit into a 4-3-3 instead of the 4-2-3-1. I would think that he could play in a box-to-box role as well. Not saying that Milinkovic-Savic wouldn't be a good addition as well, but I think that if you're giving me the option of just one or the other, I would take Bruno Fernandes all day long.
Ash, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I really do like the look of Bruno. I really think he would bring something different to the team, but I think the whole Milinkovic-Savic deal hinges on whether Pogba stays or goes. I mean, ideally, I'd like to keep Pogba, SMS and Bruno, get them all in the team.
That'll be amazing.
It gives us the options, isn't it? And that's what we need, quality and depth. But for me, if it was a sole pick and we're keeping Pogba, I think maybe Milinkovic-Savic. Even though I really want Bruno, I think Milinkovic-Savic will bring a little bit more balance because, as I said before, we really need to replace Matic. We need to get someone with some good mobility and some, technically really, really good on the ball as well in that central defensive midfield. So, for me, I'd have to say Milinkovic-Savic over Bruno if we're keeping Pogba.
No, I agree with you. I've been looking at them both, and Savic he's got more to his game, in my opinion. I mean, I'd love them both. That'd be the dream, wouldn't it? I mean, those two and Pogba would tear it up. But Milinkovic-Savic is an all-round player. He's just got more. Fernandes, he has got goals and assists in him. He's got a great long-range strike. Long-range strikes do dry up a little bit. I mean, he will bring a hell of a lot to the team, but I do think Savic is a box-to-box as an all-round player, enabling us to push Pogba more forward and do what he's best at. I think that would be the ultimate midfield for me. But I mean, they've both got their perks and they're both fantastic players. But yeah, if we get either of them, I mean, how do you think it's going to work? Do you think we're going to get Maguire and Fernandes?
Personally, I do.
I would say those are the things that are being reported so strongly right now, and by some relatively credible sources in Dimarcio and Fabrizio Romano.
Yeah,
they're pretty reliable sources, and both are basically reporting that Harry Maguire is done. And it's just a matter of completing the act. And then
we've heard this before, though, haven't we? We've heard this for about 3 weeks. I mean, I can't believe how much rubbish there is out there on Harry Maguire sometimes. We've been told at least 3 times in the last 2 weeks, probably, that Harry Maguire is done. And then other outlets have come out and said it's nowhere near done. We're miles apart. So it's so difficult to gauge exactly what's happening. But I believe Harry Maguire is going to get done this week for sure. I think Bruno Fernandes is also going to get done this week. And I reckon there's going to be a surprise out there. I think Savic is still an option. What about Dybala, guys? What's your thoughts on Dybala, Ash?
Well, there's a lot, of talk in the chat. Kuribo, Bruno Maguire and Dybala. I mean, that seems to be, what you're talking about. Phil, MUFC, Dybala's agent is in England. Damasio and Fabrizio Romano have...
Is that right?
Yeah, have come out and said that Dybala's agent is in England to look at personal terms. But I think the consensus over Dybala is he wants to stay at Juve, but Sarri doesn't fancy him. I think he prefers maybe a focal point like Lukaku if this swap deal is going to come to fruition. I don't know. I think there's a bit too much. I think it's too close to the end of the window to start really faffing with swap deals because we know how bad we are. Just trying to delegate a normal deal, let alone a big swap deal. But I can definitely see us getting 2 signings. If we get a third and maybe offload Lukaku, it won't be a terrible window.
Well, so let me ask you this, because the rumors of the Paulo Dybala thing have popped up so fast in that swap deal with Lukaku. There's been some reports that apparently Dybala doesn't necessarily want to come to Manchester United. Do you guys worry at all about the possibility of another Angel Di Maria situation? That he'll just be here and then just
huge
leave?
Yeah, it's got a big stink of Angel Di Maria. This is not a planned signing. This is a signing which has popped up, and Ed Woodward's eyes have lit up. Let's face it, Dybala is marketable. He'll sell shirts. He's young. He's Ed Woodward sort of player. He's kind of a Galactico. I don't know. What worries me is how much of the decision of signing Paulo Dybala, will be a footballing decision in terms we've got a big Dybala-shaped hole in our system. I don't think we have.
It depends what system we want to play next season. If we're going to stick with this 4-2-3-1, if that's the way Ollie wants to go forward, I think Dybala could play at number 10. But again, that begs questions over Lingard, Yamata. You know what? We've given contract extensions, and they seem to be a focal point. No doubt that he'd bring more quality, but is he going to fit into the system? Obviously, if Bruno Fernandes is going to be close as well, I don't think we're going to fit Bruno and Dybala into the same system. So it's unless he's going to play Dybala up front instead of Lukaku, I really don't know. But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Oh, so this is something I actually put out on Twitter not that long ago. If you guys had the choice of getting Paulo Dybala and Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, or just getting Bruno Fernandes,
yeah, I actually voted on that, and I wanted not Fernandes, I wanted the Dybala. So I'm kind of going back on my word there a little bit, but just Fernandes wouldn't have worked over the two that you suggested.
Well, because I look at it this way: if you're going to get two midfielders and for the price of the one, do it. I mean, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic is somebody we've been looking at for a long time.
I like Savic a lot.
Yeah, Milinkovic-Savic, he is a very, very, very competent midfielder. Whether he's up to Pogba's level, though, guys, remains to be seen. Well, Pogba is world class on his day. It's just whether Milinkovic-Savic can come in there and do the job. I don't know. I think United need two. Anyway, sorry, I went off for a little bit there. This is what's going to happen.
Welcome back, Drawty.
That's all right. I see people in the comments going, bring back Mark. Guys, he's on holiday, all right? The guy deserves to put his feet up for at least 1 week a year. The least we can do is give him a day off. It's a small friendly today, so I'm sure you can cope without Mark for one night. You can put up with us for, so it's not like we're going to be here again anytime soon anyway.
Probably not. Looking at the comments, Drawty, I don't think we are, mate. No.
As soon as he sees this, he's going to be, you ain't going back on there again. So that's fine. I have no interest in being a YouTuber. So, but quickly, a few things on Harry Maguire. Just go over some quotes from Brendan Rodgers. Okay. So Brendan Rodgers came out and said he's been brilliant since the first day of pre-season. There's been a lot of speculation around Harry, but he's just got on with it. Like I've always said, we're all pretty relaxed with it. We're looking to prepare the whole team and squad, and Harry's a part of that. He was excellent today. He's working very hard. There's no discussion. I know you guys are looking for some updates, but there's no change from the other night. I think that was Brendan Rodgers from yesterday. It almost sounds like he's preparing for Harry Maguire to go. So, do we actually think... I mean, there's a lot of stuff said about his agent possibly being at the ground yesterday. Some people saying James Garner is also one of his clients. Do we actually think Ed is going to get this one over the line?
He has to, I think. He has to. Especially, I think, regardless of the squad the way it was, I think he made the mistake last season with Mourinho. Mourinho said he wanted a centre back, he didn't get it, and look at the backlash he had from that. I think he can't afford to let this one go, and I think the injury to Eric Bailly, I think, has pushed it even further to the forefront. So I think he has to get this done, and I think as much as he'll struggle to, I think he will just get it over the line.
As Matthew McFadden has said, fake quote, no mention of character. So, Brendan, yeah, no, it's true. I mean, if Brendan Rodgers, deluded Brendan, was out there, you know he's going to put in character. I love that guy. That account's amazing. So, thank you. Some people saying, awesome job, guys. Drawty, you are so well spoken. Nice to have you on the show. Thank you, Matthew Daly. Apparently, I'm the most British person anyone's ever heard on here. I'm pretty sure that's my microphone.
Better graphics than Sky Sports, Percy Kintu. Hey!
Way! So, look, I'm not Mark. None of these guys are Mark. I'm not putting you guys down, by the way. I'm just saying Mark is, this is what everyone's here for. Everyone here is for Mark Goldbridge. So,
yep.
unfortunately today, I'm going to have to keep repeating myself today. He's on holiday. So he has messaged me. He FaceTimed me last night, actually. I was on my bike doing some spinning and I was sweating my ass off. And I have a FaceTime. And I'm like, why is he ringing me? Why is Mark Goldbridge ringing me at this time? Obviously, I don't call him Mark Goldbridge. I use his real name. And next thing, he's like, why are you topless? I was like, well, why are you ringing me on the bike? And he's almost like, well, honestly...
Like a dodgy conversation starting off here, Drawty. If anybody's tuning
this
in right now,
yeah,
they're going to be thinking...
This is going into the gutter. This is Brendan Rodgers on, and I'm talking about me and Goldbridge having topless conversations. So,
there you go.
yes, he's going to be on after for his match reaction. I think he's watching it in a pub somewhere, so... expect possibly drunk Goldbridge later, which apparently is the best type of Goldbridge. So
everyone loves a drunk Goldbridge.
Yes, of course they do. Back to the main video now. So guys, apparently a few of you are completely scared of the devil. Some kids are crying, I've seen. So I look, guys, I know it's scary. Okay, I actually bought that mask a couple of years ago and I've never worn it since. So what we're going to do now is we're going to switch over to the watch along studio and hopefully this makes some of you a little bit happier. There we go then. There's the ugly Drawty in the seat. We are going to quickly get rid of him. And we're going to bring in a cardboard cutout of Mark Goldbridge because that will make you all very much happier before some kids start crying because I really don't want that on my conscience today. So we've got current score. We're going to update that file. This is what happens when you're trying to produce and present at the same time. There we go. Mark Goldbridge is a cardboard cutout in the watch along studio. I'm hoping that makes you happy. Guys, does this make you happy?
Good job.
Yes.
Great work. Smiles in the chat.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, I could have picked a better photo of Mark, to be fair. He's probably going to text me later saying, you bastard. Maybe his wife might say something as well. I don't want that to happen. Make her angry. I'm going to be in the deep. So, right. I've also noticed the team is not right on that. So I will have to change that. Greenwood is not starting on the right. We know that. Pogba and Andres Pereira are not playing. So I'm going to have to update that in a minute. Paul, I will hand over the reins to you. Again, obviously... I can see why he finds this difficult. Trying to do everything at once on your own is actually quite hard. So
we're here for you, Drawty. We got your back, mate.
Right, guys. If you don't mind, I'm going to update the team, and you guys get involved in the live comments. So get away, Paul. Over to you again.
You're going for a cup of tea, mate, aren't you? You can say it. It's fine. You're just sneaking off.
Mate, no, it's Lucozade. I've got to keep myself going. My glucose level's dropping. You know, this is
get that blood sugar up.
Yeah, my blood sugar is dropping. I'm going to be cranky as hell by the second half. You're just going to get a really moody bloke with a really deep voice. No, I don't give a crap about this game. Oh, it's only Kristiansund. I don't want to watch this. So, right.
Remind me never to FaceTime you at any time, though, Drawty.
No, because you'll end up with topless photos like Mark did. So, right, guys. Paul, back over to you. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, not a great deal of youth in the starting lineup, but we've got plenty of youth coming through. Who for you two's most likely to succeed in the youth that we're trying to push into the squad this season through lack of signings so far?
Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, it's true though, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems to be. Yeah, I mean,
anybody, like, we can all see it. We can all see the talent that Mason Greenwood has, just the natural instincts that Mason Greenwood has. It's things that you just don't see very often. Happily say Mason Greenwood has the ability to be one of those, next level type players that he could be, if he fulfills his potential, be on the level of a, top player in the world.
Ash, you agree?
Yeah, I think I'd have to go with Mason, especially with the lack of
I'm sorry, Ash. I'm going to have to cut you off a second. Mark has literally just texted me and said, Dybala agent in England says Fabrizio Romano. Is Dybala coming to Twitter? Yes, I know. Yes. Amazing. Is he going to come to Manchester United? I don't know. Discuss. I'm going again.
We've discussed
We've done it, Drawty. What are you on about?
Well, I'm trying to sort stuff out, and I'm not... Well, okay, fair enough. I was probably listening to some music, so fine. Unless you're trolling me, guys.
Let's cut Drawty off. Let's get him out.
Yeah, I know. What are you doing? Just put your face up there and be right.
This is going down like Soccer Saturday right now.
The cardboard cutout of Mark Goldbridge staring back at me without moving. It's terrifying. I think it's more terrifying than the devil head.
Josh Taylor says, United Stand, can I have a shout out? Yes, you can, Josh. There is your shout out. Hope you're happy. So 3,700 of you watching now. See, normally Mark would pull in 3 times that. So
It's the Goldbridge effect.
Oh, it is the Goldbridge effect. But he's on screen, so just be happy with it. So James Woods, the United Stand, would you like to get rid of OGS to bring in someone like Maurizio Pochettino, or do you believe in him? Ollie's a legend. I don't think he's even had a fair crack of the whip yet. I don't think he's even had the amount of money that he needs to rebuild the team, and it does need a hell of a lot of rebuilding. So, it's I think Ollie, if he gets Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes in, and possibly Paulo Dybala, as they're saying today, then I genuinely think that Ollie is the right man to lead the team forward. Look, you have to have someone at Manchester United who understands the ethos of the club. When you've got Sir Matt Busby with the Busby Bays, when you've got Sir Alex Ferguson, the class of 92, those two managers ingrained the DNA of the club into what it is for the future. It's all been about bringing youth through, and it's been throughout the entire history of Manchester United. It's always been about its own academy. And I think in the last 6 years, they've sort of lost their way, bringing through, buying Angel Di Maria, Radamel Falcao. United very much went down the almost the Real Madrid Galactico route. And I think we lost our way. And all that money spent, it was wasted, and we've had to get rid of all those players again, and it's almost starting again every single season. Pochettino is a fantastic manager. I'm not going to lie. James, you make a great point. I mean, Pochettino is a very, very good manager, but he still hasn't won anything yet. Came very, very close in the Champions League final last year, but I don't think if you brought him in now, he's going to do any different to what Ollie can do. Yes, he's probably a better manager tactically, but at the moment with the squad, I don't think it's fair to say that Ollie would be able to do any better or worse than Pochettino. Guys, I don't know what you think.
Go on, jump
Well,
in.
I think Pochettino, if he came in, I think he would have had a bit more sway in terms of the transfer budget. I think if Pochettino came in, he would have had a bit more say on the direction, just because of who he is and the promises that would have to have been made if Pochettino took up a contract for 5 or 6 years or however long we gave it to him. But in essence, Ollie is part of the family at Man United. I mean, everybody wanted Ollie in when we were on a fantastic run. We have to back Ollie, but the only way he's going to be successful if he gets backed by the club. If he doesn't get backed by the club, we cannot go in on Ollie in terms of results, in my opinion, anyway. If he gets Fernandes, Savic, and Maguire, and then applies Ollie ball, the tactics that he's trying to put forward on the tour, then if the results don't go our way, then Ollie's going to be accountable. But it all hinges on who we get in at the moment. Ollie is the right man for the job. He was employed at the right time. I don't know if it was for the right reasons. In terms of Glazers, they saw an opportunity to put on the heartstrings of the fans and get Ollie in as an interim manager because it's a lot cheaper and a lot easier than Pochettino. I think that worked out pretty well for him. But now he's here. No. I just want him to succeed, man. I just want Ollie to succeed with the tools that he's been given, which can do the job he is trying to do. And I don't think at the moment he's got those tools.
Anamanda Rake has a super chat. Yeah, Drawty, face reveal if United win 4-0. Why is everyone obsessed with my face? It doesn't matter. I have a face for radio. Honestly, I make blind kids cry. That's how bad it is. So,
right, we've already seen the face. We literally just saw it. How did people not see it?
Well, right. Okay, let's just go and test that theory then, shall we? There we have the face of a devil. There is a guy in a suit, clearly with Mark Goldbridge's body. Yes, we know that. He's got the same wedding ring. Mark did actually do that because he thought it was funny. So it's terrifying. Would you really want a devil with blue eyes looking at you? No. We're not doing that. So anyway, back to what we were discussing. So what were we discussing?
Ollie. Is Ollie the right man?
Ollie,
the big question of this season. Just that little one.
Yeah, I'm literally trying to update the studio and try and do two things at once. I'm like, right, Paul, can you just lead the line a little bit? I'm just going to update the watch along studio with the correct lineup this time.
Yeah, Yeah, guys, I'm assuming you feel of a similar way to me about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in terms of, now he's here. We want to get behind him.
Yeah, definitely. Back him 100%. As you said, he hasn't had a decent enough shot. He hasn't even had a window yet. You know what I mean? He's got to get people in. He's got to be given a fair chance. But, I mean, personally, for me, he was given the job at the wrong time. I said throughout the whole that winning streak that we went on, we should still have waited to the end of the season, because we saw it, and I was worried that it had happened, and it happened as soon as he was announced as permanent manager. The performances tailed off, and I think everyone, I don't want to say down tools, but for want of a better expression, they did down tools. And it ended up as, finishing off the season very, very poorly. So I think we should have waited. But nonetheless, I'm glad he's here. We've seen promising signs in pre-season. He seems to be wanting to take the club in the right direction. We know he loves the club, so I think it's positives. It's just, I hope he succeeds. But as you said, if he gets the people he wants, if he builds the squad he wants, and he still doesn't get the results, I think maybe he's going to have a look at himself and then be held accountable. But for now, yeah, everyone should be behind him.
And I completely agree with that. I've seen some people be upset, and they say that Ollie's going to be a yes man, and they bring up, when I'm asking how is he a yes man, they bring up the fact that Phil Jones and Chris Smalling and Ashley Young were all given contract extensions. There's no way that people can believe that those deals weren't being worked on for a long time beforehand.
Completely agree.
How Ed Woodward does things. We're literally witnessing it right now. He takes ages to do anything.
The Smalling, Jones, and Rojo's given a contract 9 months before Smalling and Jones were signed up at Matter. The reason these guys are being signed up is not based on football. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in my opinion, had nothing to do with that. As you say, Andrew, they were being worked on for 6 months before Ole even was considered for the job. And I think it was out of Mourinho's hands as well. What they are, they're assets. And they're valuable assets, but then you can't sell them for the value that they're worth. Meaning that if you sell Chris Smalling, Rojo, Mata, and Young for combined value of, say, estimated 50 million, and that's, it's a huge value compared to what we actually might get. To replace him, it's going to be 250 million quid. The Glazers knew that. Ed Woodward knew that. They couldn't do it all at once. They re-signed them for silly money. So that's the turnover of contract renewals that we're fighting against, in terms of we're upgrading their wage packets to, wage packets that other clubs can't afford, putting them on long contracts, and then, possible resale value goes up, but we can't sell them because of the contracts they're on. It's a vicious circle. And if we continue to do that, then we're not going to get out of this little whirlpool that we're in terms of finances.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
No, you're totally right there, mate. And I think at the moment, United just need to get back to basics. I think this free spending, and they were free spending in the Moyes, LVG and Mourinho era. People can say that the club didn't spend money or not enough of it. Obviously, there's been a lot of money that's been drained out of the club by the Glazers. We know that. But there still has been very, very, very poor investment in the team so far. So we're going to quickly go over to the watch along studio now. There we are, a terrifying devil sat in Mark Goldbridge's chair. Sorry again, kids. Intane says, what are your comments on Ollie's style of play? Guys, I mean, what is his style of play, do you reckon?
Ollie ball.
But what is Ollie ball?
I can answer that. It's what we've seen so far. It's pressing on the ball at times, and most of the time it's especially high up the pitch, but also making sure to counter appropriately. The one thing that we missed during the Mourinho era was countering quickly and intelligently, and that under Ollie we're starting to see some of those quick dynamic counters happening. I mean, we saw it in Perth with Marcus Rashford and then Dan James flying down and almost getting that goal. I mean, I think that's what it is. I think it's pressing up high and then also hitting effectively on the counter. It's what we saw during Sir Alex Ferguson's reign.
Paul, I'm just going to ask
you
you
very
to
much
take the line again.
All right, yeah. So I agree completely, Andrew, and I think it's a fantastic way of playing football. I think we've been playing outdated football for the last few years with the managers that we've had. Not to say it was never going to work, but it wasn't working at the time. Football's moved on. It's very cyclical. Football at the moment isn't tiki-taka. It isn't possession-based football. It is, but it's also with pace, interchangeable forwards. It is in the Pep and Klopp style. That's the way football is moving and being successful. And we have to, in my opinion, embrace it. Not completely in exactly the same style, but we have to embrace it in terms of the overall aspect of it, and push forward with that a similar style to it. And I believe Ollie Ball is that, and that's what Ollie's working towards. And we just need more energy, and obviously more fitness to be able to produce that kind of football.
So we are nearly 15 minutes out from kickoff, guys. How's the atmosphere looking in the stadium? I'm guessing you guys have got it on the old box.
Haven't really seen much from inside the stadium. I've seen a little bit of stuff from they just showing people outside the stadium waiting for autographs and stuff like that, but I haven't seen much inside the stadium.
Okay. So, guys, let's have a look at a few different things then. So, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, how do you feel he is fit into Manchester United so far? Obviously, he is a massive upgrade on Ashley Young. How are we feeling that? And Aaron Wan-Bissaka, is he going to have a great season? I genuinely think he's going to be the signing of the summer for the club, regardless of whether we get Bruno Fernandes or Harry Maguire.
Yeah, he's been a colossus so far, and he's been exactly what we've needed, a defender who can defend, which is shock horror, something that we've been missing. For
the irony, eh?
Yeah, it is, and it's it's our first proper fullback signing for years, so it's refreshing. It's really nice to see someone who's defensively capable. I think obviously he still needs a little bit of work going forward. I think his decision making again, but he's only young, so that'll come with time. Decision making needs to improve somewhat, but yeah, defensively he's superb, and I think that will take some pressure off the centre backs, because obviously we know we're going to have issues with our centre backs at some point during the season. We always do. So I'm hoping he will tuck in a little bit and take some pressure off that, which is only going to be good for us, and hopefully maybe De Gea will have a little bit of a quieter time this season.
Yeah. All great points. Guys, there's a number of you who have asked me to change the description, which I have done for you. Obviously, Goldbridge is on holiday. It was a little bit of a troll at the start, obviously saying that he was here. He's not. He is watching the game. He is currently texting me frantically going, "That face is hideous. Please get rid of it." No.
Which one? Mark's or yours?
I think he's talking about himself, but I don't want to put him down.
Yeah.
So, yes. So there you go, guys. There is the cutout of, basically Mark Goldbridge. There is the cutout. So, and I'm just going to update it because
your dreams.
It's still animated in the background. I was like, he's got creepy devil ears behind him. That's so creepy. That's not cool.
Yeah, it's looking a bit dodgy there, Drawty.
Yeah. I was suddenly like, it looks almost like Yoda in red is just hiding behind him. So I'm just waiting
as long as he's just hiding, Drawty.
Yeah, I don't want his lightsaber to come out anywhere near him because it's in a dodgy position as well, and I don't think Mark's going to be best pleased with that. So again, 15 minutes out from kickoff. Let's get it straight into the live comments then, because obviously you guys are, as Mark always says, the stars of the show. Leslie Lai. Well, Toxic Poggy has to be blamed. Well, if you guys still think Ollie better than Jose, you might as well say your wife's prettier than Merlinda Kerr. I'm guessing he means Miranda Kerr. Interesting. James Friel. Dybala agent flying to London to discuss swap deal with Lukaku. We have discussed that. It looks like
actually it was on Sky Sports. They tweeted out actually they're still not getting me. I'm still not believing it.
Well,
but they tweeted out saying that it was a specific tweet saying he's in London.
Yeah, it's on the Sky Sports website actually. Dybala's agent in talks with Man United over a swap deal. I mean, I've said about Dybala and how much I don't know whether he'll fit in our system at all. But if we do get him, he is a quality player, and I'm sure he will add a lot of attacking prowess to our team. I just hope he doesn't turn out to be an Angel Di Maria, which is what worries me a lot.
I mean,
here's my thing: if Paulo Dybala does come in, obviously
Does he want to come in?
Does he want to come in? But number two, if he comes in, are we going to make sure to play him in the right position? Are we going to play him at the end? Because unless we're going to do that, I don't see the reason behind getting Paulo Dybala to bring him in and basically do what we've been doing with Juan Mata and playing him on the right wing.
And then when does Bruno go? Where does Bruno Fernandes go? Because then we have to push him out somewhere where he doesn't play. Because Bruno Fernandes is also sits in that pocket and controls the play from the forward. And it's a similar sort of position they both play. So if we bring them both in, do we have to start messing about with repositioning people that don't want to be repositioned?
Well, we've done that
they
before.
get upset. Well, this is
we've
the thing.
done this before.
This just
Square
sounds
peg
familiar.
and round holes. As Mark always says, you can't start playing players out of position. We saw the problem with Alexis Sanchez constantly pushing Martial out of position because he always has to play on the left. And United
Dybala just seems like a signing of convenience. That's the way I feel. Even though he's a fantastic player, he just feels like a marketer's dream and a signing of convenience, which is a dangerous tactic.
Woodward is always looking for, that next Galactico. He will be the guy who said, "Oh, look at me, I've signed Dybala." So I think in terms of the way Ed Woodward strategizes, he wants to bring in players who are ready-made and are going to sell shirts rather than, a player that's actually going to fit the system. As Cheyenne Hassan actually made a very good comment here, I fear Pogba isn't playing because he's going to be sold and Bruno is the replacement. Bruno, Maguire, Dybala and Pogba is too good to be true. So I think what Cheyenne's getting at there is if Pogba's definitely, if Bruno is going to come in, Pogba's on his way out. And I think I kind of struggle to see where Pogba's going to go right now. I mean, can Real Madrid actually, after spending 300 million this season, afford Paul Pogba? I don't think they can.
No, that seems to be the only destination for him, really, doesn't it? I can't see him going back to Juve yet. We might do in the future, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. I think Pogba will stay this summer. Barring something miraculous happening, I think there's not much time left to get sort of a monumental deal, which is going to have to be, I think, to prize Pogba from the club. I think he'll stay, and I think he might go next.
If anybody's watching MUTV at the moment, Jesper Blomqvist is looking like a bit of a David Moyes, which is very scary. I don't know if anybody's seen that. If you put the age app on him, he'll be David Moyes, and that's worrying. That's very, very worrying. But anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Kyle,
thinking about this though, talking about the Paulo Dybala thing. Played with Paul Pogba at Juventus. They are very good friends. Are we also making an effort to try and keep Paul Pogba here long term?
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, his dream has always been to play for Real Madrid. So whether he goes this season or next season, I think it's kind of irrelevant now. He's going to be 27 during this season. So next season, he's going to be basically in his prime years. I think if he stays now, he's definitely going next summer and probably at a cut price, because of however long's left on his contract. So United have got to be very, very careful right now. If you get rid of Pogba, you better damn well make sure you've got two players coming in, because one is not enough, because whoever he brings in is not going to be as good as Paul Pogba. So therefore, we've already got a problem with Pogba not having enough around him to be able to boss the midfield. So then United really needed a midfield with Pogba there anyway. You lose Pogba, automatically you have to bring in two, because it wasn't working with just Paul Pogba by himself. Kyle O'Brien says, everyone moans about Angel, as in Di Maria, but he was brilliant when LVG played him in the right position, and then he played out of position. He didn't do so good the rest of the season. I think,
but that's the point we're trying to make.
Yeah, exactly.
If we get Dybala and Fernandes and play Dybala out of position, is he going to be happy? And is he going to play as well?
The only thing I can think of with Dybala and Fernandes, I highly doubt we're going to get the two. But if we do, is Ollie, this Ollie ball or whatever it's coined now, is he going to play a fluid front three? Well, that three behind the forward, or is Dybala going to play up front? I think he can do either of those. But I think Dybala and Fernandes like to play too centrally, to be honest. I know Dybala has played out wide, but ideally we'd like to see them both up front. Maybe he sees Dybala as a replacement for Lukaku, He said he wanted a mobile, young, sort of energetic forward, so maybe that's it. Maybe he's going to play as a 9.
Right, so... sorry, guys. I don't mean to cut across anyone. It's kind of... trying to get things through, I guess. So I keep getting Mark constantly going, can you try this? Can you try that? I'm like, yes, I'm trying, please. So
is Mark being the puppet master from text and WhatsApp then, is he?
No, he's more applying the pressure through WhatsApp. So it's kind of constantly on the mic, like, you need to change now. I'm like, all right, fine, Jesus. So we're just going to move back over. A recap on the starting 11 for you guys. So David De Gea in goal. Luke Shaw starts on the left, Phil Jones and Lindelof centre-back pairing, Wan-Bissaka over on the right-hand side, McTominay and Matic in a double CDM pairing. We imagine Lingard will be playing through the middle. I'm just going to show you guys with this indicator here. Martial plays out on the left, Rashford through the middle, and Daniel James out on the right. So,
has anybody got any score predictions?
Yeah, get your score predictions in, guys. What are we thinking? I'm going to go conservative and just go 3-0. I don't think they're going to score, but I don't think we're going to score massive, guys.
I'm going to go 5-1. I think we are. I think we're going to get a few goals in, and I'm hoping Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's defensive midfielder son smashes in a 30-yarder, because I think that'll be class against his old man.
Alex Keenan has just said those can't be the only subs. No, Alex, they're not the only subs. I mean, obviously on a normal game you'd have 7, but pretty much the whole squad is available. We're just fitting 7 on there for now, so don't worry about that. Paul Pogba is in the team. Most of the other players are there. Obviously, Darmian and Lukaku are not in the squad because obviously they're impending transfers to Juventus and possibly Darmian going out on loan. So don't worry about that. There are the rest of the squad in there. Pogba is there. We probably expect to see him at some point. A lot of the scores going through: 10-0, 5-0, 2-0, 6-0, 12-3 from Steady Eddie. That's not so steady, is it, Eddie? Yeah, as Ash said, he'll take that.
According to the live chat, we are definitely going to win this. 84-0 from Rooney.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
84-0. I think
Ole's just
slightly disrespectful, that one.
We've got from Makiba Williams 120-0. I'm assuming you're watching the cricket. So, yeah, or rugby. You never know. You could get 120-0. So there's a lot of people also saying who is talking right now. So I'm joined with Paul, who is one of our chief moderators. Ash, Ash, I haven't plugged your podcast yet.
I know, it's disgusting.
How have I not plugged the United Stand podcast yet? Ash, would you like to just quickly mention? Yeah, it's the only reason he's here, actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm just here to plug the podcast. So yeah, myself and Paul Gardner, a different Paul, host the United Stand podcast every week. It's over on Twitter at United Stand Pod, and you can search it anywhere on your sort of across your podcast app stores or whatever at Talking Manchester United. So yeah, we discuss loads of stuff. We have guests on. Andrew comes on all the time. Matthew McFadden. I think Flex is coming on at some point when he comes back from the tour. Yeah, it's good. It's just a couple of guys talking about football and getting involved with everyone. So yeah, it's good.
It was about football. I thought it was about something entirely different.
Well, do you know what? Sometimes we do sort of branch out on topics. We've had all sorts. So yeah, it's a good laugh. We try and have a bit of fun, and yeah.
I'll tell you one thing we need to do, guys, is that transfer bingo that we did a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Andrew, myself, Matthew McFadden. I think Shane Higgs was in there as well. So
I think Ollie's just getting interviewed on Manu TV, okay. So I'm going to.
He did, yeah. He said
I'll go on mute.
Okay.
And I'll listen to it and come back and see what he says.
Paul, if you don't mind, if you give me what he said, I can put up the quote on the screen.
I shall do my best, Drawty.
So text it in a bit and then I'll get done. Wicked. So, right, guys, let's go over to the watch-along studio then with the cardboard cutout of Mark Goldbridge, because clearly the devil was too much for some of you to take. Right, so your predictions are in. Many of you think that this is going to be a walk in the park for Manchester United. And there's still people going, where is Mark? Again, he's on holiday. I'm going to have to keep repeating this over and over again.
Hang on, Luke, this is a nice one. Lucas, if Ollie was sat next to you and you could only ask him one question, what would it be, Lucas Hart?
Or, if Ollie was sat next, what question would you ask him? I'd probably say, what was it like to score in the Champions League final? I think, that's the kind of question that, it's a massive moment in United's history. So I think that's the only thing I want to ask him. I wouldn't want to ask him about transfers. I really wouldn't want to say to him, what are your plans for the future of United? What are the Glazers like? I think I'd just ask him a bit more about himself. So I don't know what you think.
Yeah, it'd be a difficult one. I mean, obviously, I think everyone would want to try and plug the Glazers and everything that's going on. But I mean, it's difficult for him as well, and he's come under a lot of flack. But you're not going to call your boss, your names and start slagging him off so soon into the job, especially when he hasn't had a window yet. So yeah, it's I'd probably go something along the lines of that as well, and maybe best players you played with and against, and I suppose stuff like that.
I'll tell you what though, on the comment of not slagging off your bosses, MUTV. They did cut off one of the guys ringing in about the Glazers. I'm not too sure how I feel about that one. Any thoughts?
Yeah,
I heard that it was actually 2 people.
Yeah, it was.
So
I wasn't watching it, but I know I saw the video of the one. Honestly, I mean, we all know that they're not going to let people just come in and, as the owners on a channel that's owned by them. Let's be real about it. But I think that they could have handled it a lot better.
they could
The
have
thing
done.
was, yeah, the 2 callers that they cut off, the first one, he actually he sort of built up to it quite nicely, and he asked the presenters about the 5 key questions, which is obviously a big thing that's going around at the moment. And he hinted at it, and the presenters they sort of played along somewhat and said, "Well, would you like to tell us these 5 key questions?" And he had a really good opportunity then, maybe to have done a bit of research or had them in front of him, and he could have confronted. But he went, "Well, can't you look them up?" He is frustrated, and we're all frustrated. But I mean, just lacked a little bit of composure there, because he maybe would have got them across. And put the questions in there and see what they thought. But I think after that he was a little bit arsey, and they cut him off. And then a little bit later on, another person phoned about saying the Glazer debt and everything. And I think a lot of people are upset with Paddy Crowell, myself included, with his reaction after that.
Yeah, I don't think laughing at a caller and just dismissing them offhand like that. I completely understand where they're coming from, because at the end of the day, they are employed by the club. It would be completely idiotic of anyone to go up against their employer and basically call out their employer. They should have just politely said, "We're not willing to discuss that, but thank you very much." And I think people should also realise that if you're going to call into a show like that, it doesn't matter even if they think it, because they might think it. You don't know. They can't openly say that, because they'll be off the payroll before the end of the night. So in some ways, I'm almost like ringing into that kind of show when it's already Man United. You're never going to get the answers you want. And I think as a fan channel, there's a service here where guys can come onto here and actually say what they think. Someone's just said, have you seen Flex's Twitter? Apparently Ollie just confirmed Dybala, Maguire and Bruno have just signed. Yes,
they're all
course.
just signed just now.
Yeah,
just now.
Absolutely.
They're on the pitch, look. Yeah.
Look, they're playing, they're subs.
Right, guys, how close to a kickoff are we?
Yeah, they're out on the pitch now. So we've got Ollie's interview didn't bring much on, but what he did say was Pogba's going to play. There's nothing wrong.
Yep.
So he'll come on the second half, as will his son, who's going to try and stop scoring. And that's about it. It was only about a 90-second interview of Ollie, so we didn't get much out of it. But the game's just about to kick off. I'd say we're about a minute or 2 away.
T-Ballard, concerned that Ollie made Matic captain in pre-season. Thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah, that's a worry. Matic is going to be such a key player, and that just slows us down so much.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, did you guys see, because I get updates from Bleacher Report about everything that goes on with Manchester United. There was a quote that came out from Nemanja Matic saying that the team doesn't have enough experience to win.
Yeah, I know, that's rubbish. I mean, he is part of the experience, and he's basically saying they haven't got enough experience. I didn't understand that quote at all.
It was a bit of a weird one,
Andrew.
wasn't it? Saying we don't have enough experience, but we got enough talent. Well, as we saw back in Sir Alex Ferguson's years, we did have a lot of inexperience. Yes, we had Cantona, we had Roy Keane.
Just to let you know, just about to kick off, Drawty.
Okay, so we'll just go back to the studio. So sorry guys, the one thing I couldn't get working was the actual timer. So sorry to disappoint everyone. We're just gonna have to, guys. You guys are all watching it, so just let us know. So
and we're kicking off.
Okay, so we're underway then. Manchester United versus Kristiansund has got underway.
I've just spotted on Twitter. Yep. Unfortunately, I don't know how credible it is, but apparently it's Portugal's public service broadcaster RTP have got in contact with Sporting, and Sporting have denied any claims that Manchester United are anywhere near a deal with Bruno Fernandes. So,
Really?
that's from Sport Witness, but it's through Sport Witness, through Portugal's public service broadcaster, who say they have been in contact with the actual club. So anybody can search that on the internet, but that's what's popped up. So I don't know. It's not great news, but who knows what to believe at the moment? It's so all over the place.
T Ballard just said that was ironic article with Matic, who is crap. So
you can't even argue that.
No,
He's like an asthmatic ant with some shopping.
Oh, do you know what? I've never seen an asthmatic ant with heavy shopping. Do you know what? I've never seen this.
They don't move very fast, Drawty.
Do they not?
I've spotted one or two. No.
Oh, that is
they don't
disappointing.
move. They're terrible at football as well.
Are they? I thought having loads of legs they'd be all right, but
we started off pressing high, as you would expect. So I think we're trying to win the ball back.
Okay.
Very reminiscent of the Perth game.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Andrew.
Guys, do you know what? I've not even said this once on this show. Would you mind subscribing and liking the video? You know, welcome to the United Stand. This is the United Stand. This is a one-off show. Mark Goldbridge is currently drinking the sangria on a beach somewhere. Sorry to disappoint, but this is where we are right now. So if you do like what we're doing as a channel, please subscribe. Welcome. You know, you're all very welcome to have your views here. And so guys, so what's going on in the game then? Unfortunately, I'm not able to watch it, so I'm just hosting. So guys, I'm Paul. I'm kind of leading on you in this game. Okay,
well, we set up as we would have first thought with a double pivot. So it's 4-2-3-1. It's looking like Martial is up front as the number 9 with Rashford on the left, David James on the right.
David James.
Daniel James, even. We've got 12 players on the pitch. It's my first time. Give me a break. The obvious positions of centre back. I think Jones is left centre back. Lindelof is right centre back. We've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. We're not moving the ball very quickly at the moment, but that's probably down to Matic.
Yeah.
And Lingard is a number 10. Now Lingard, he has to have a good game today, in my opinion, because Lingard on the tour has been
good press.
shocking.
That was really good from Rashford there.
Great work from Rashford. He's gonna have a go. Oh, it's a good block. Rashford pinched the ball off the left and really good defensive work. He's impressed me with his defensive pressing in pre-season so far.
Very much so.
It's quite back and forward. I think at the moment it's just quite tentative start. I think Kristiansund are going to be well up for it. They're going to sort of push early on, and I think maybe they'll tire as the game goes on and we'll counter them.
This is a one-off game for these guys. I don't think they're ever going to play such opposition again, not in the near future anyway. So I think they're going to be really, really up for it. Yeah, Rashford had a very good chance there, but again, it's finishing. It didn't really seem to be natural.
No, he needs to improve his finishing, definitely. Especially if he's going to contribute. You know, if Lukaku goes and we need someone to rely on up front, which we haven't had in a long, long time. So he really needs to step it up.
And we haven't got presently, which is worrying.
Paul, what was that comment you said about Ollie? Did you know where you found it from?
Which comment? Sorry.
There's a quote you said earlier you were going to get me. So basically, I'm just going to get a graphic on the screen in a bit. But if not, don't worry.
I can't think of which one you're talking about, Drawty. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, I've also forgot. Never mind. This is what happens when you're live. You forget what you're on. I've probably written it down. Never mind. So So much happening in the first half so far. How far are we into it? Only about 5 minutes. So
4 minutes.
Yeah, we're the 4 minutes 8 seconds.
Cool. Oh, Lingard, has he tweaked something? He slipped off the pitch and maybe pulled something. I mean,
yeah, I saw that. I think he's okay.
He looks all right. He just bit of a wince there as he slid off the pitch. Yeah, it's very back and forward. It's just ball pinging around the midfield. Both sides losing it in the final third, and just looking to set up a counter. But yeah, nothing doing so far.
We'll say this: the midfield of Matic and McTominay is not a one.
No.
No, it doesn't look natural, does it? It doesn't look like they're working well together, and they know where each other are going to be.
As I said, it's all about that energy. There's a big gap between the defence and the attack, which was present all season last season. So it's frustrating again.
Rashford looks lively, as he always does. He's always got energy, though, hasn't he? But yeah, it just seems like it breaks down in the middle. I think hopefully Wan-Bissaka and Daniel James are going to link up well, because I think they could make a really good, energetic partnership. But with the lack of experience they've got, and maybe a little bit of lack of confidence because of the team that they're playing for, they don't want to make mistakes. They might be a little bit hesitant, which I have noticed. But there's lots of long balls. I don't see why we need to do those.
Suhail Butt says, "Hey guys, can you explain to me why does it too long United to sign players? Why are the Glazers so stubborn?" I'm guessing what they're saying is why United are taking so long to sign players, and why are the Glazers so stubborn to do anything about it. I don't
Just
think
a quick one with a super chat. Sorry,
go on.
I don't mean to jump in, Drawty, but Levy Pegler said, "Could we get the time on the screen?" Sorry, we have no timer. That's the only thing we couldn't get to work this time round. So
what about 6 minutes?
apologies, never.
Yeah, trust me, as a Mac user, that's the one thing I couldn't find to work properly. So
Crazy,
someone turns around to me and says PC all the way, but the Mac timer just would not work. So you try, but you can't always get technology to work for you. So
yeah, but back to the question of why does it take so long for signings to come in?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I think Ed Woodward not hiring a director of football has been a detriment to the club. I genuinely think that had we had a director of football come in by now, we probably would have got a few more players in through the door. But at the end of the day, it doesn't look like the Glazers really want to invest any more money into the playing squad. So
yeah. So what would a director of football? What would the director of football be doing in terms of decision making? What would he be taking over? Because in my opinion, everything would eventually funnel back down to Ed Woodward for ticking the boxes in terms of financials. So
yeah,
DOF for me just seems like another cog in the wheel, but there'll be the same decision making process. You understand?
I think the whole problem with the Glazers at the moment is, and if you talk to any Buccaneers fan, I mean, Andrew being an American, obviously the Bucks aren't big fans of the Glazers out there over in America. So I think at the moment the Glazers came in, United a bit of a cash cow for them. They were an easy win at the start, but now success has sort of dried up to a degree, so they're struggling.
Oh, and what I'll say is, for people that do not watch the NFL, it is really hard to compare the NFL to the Premier League because of how the structures are set up. The fact that you are drafting players out of college instead of basically sign players to your youth academy, and then they can wind up playing at your club forever. Like it's not how it works in the NFL. It's just so different. There's hard salary caps in the NFL where you can't spend over a certain amount of money. There's so many things that are different from the NFL to the Premier League. So, but regardless, people are frustrated with the fact that the unwise decisions with their personnel.
But do you not think that the EFL, as in the English Football League, would benefit basically from a salary cap?
Kristiansund coming in for a decent chance. Sorry to jump in, but they had a really good break down the left there, and we were very, very exposed just from Aaron Wan-Bissaka pushing up the field. But we're going to be, I suppose, because we want to score loads of goals against them. But they're looking reasonably good, Kristiansund.
Alex Mickelson has said Pereira would have been a much better fit than Lingard, which is it's actually surprising considering that Pereira I thought was maybe man of the match against Spurs.
Pereira's been man of between Pereira and McTominay, they've performed fantastically on the tour, in my opinion.
So, Drawty, to answer your question, I actually do think that the EFL and all of world football would actually benefit from a hard salary cap, making it so you don't wind up with super teams like PSG or like basically any of the big clubs that can just go out and go find anybody, Real Madrid, Barcelona, it would prevent those kind of things.
Well, the funny thing is Luke Skywalker here says United would be, the F word with a salary cap, which is true. I mean, we have the highest salary in the whole of England. So, Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen in English football anytime soon. But what I will say, something just happened there.
Yeah, we got a nice little ball through from McTominay. Dan James cut the ball across the box. It was a good interception from the Kristiansund defender. It was a good move.
What a great ball from McTominay. I like the ball that cuts out one man. He did it on the inside. He waited, didn't he? He's showing a real good intelligence, McTominay, in this pre-season, in my opinion.
Yes.
I think McTominay's probably going to surprise a lot of people this year. I think
that surprised me.
Even Sir Alex Ferguson apparently spoke very highly of him towards Jose Mourinho. So sometimes you need that almost understated player to come in and just do a job.
Phil Jones, an overhead kick. It was.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Phil Jones.
That'll get memed.
Do you know what? I've actually got a sound card here that people will enjoy. Give me a second. You guys won't be able to hear it, but where is it? Here we go. Here we go.
Pink boots! It's the pink boots, Marcus! The bloody pink boots!
He overhead kicked it into his own hand. That's just Phil Jones in a nutshell.
He's a living meme.
He's made a shot and saved it himself. What a guy.
Oh, Lingard just from 20 yards out there tried to curl into the top right-hand corner and just nearly got a Millie Rock there. He wasn't far away.
Phil Jones with an overhead kick? Never thought I would have heard that.
Yeah.
So he nearly scored.
And he's not in hospital.
Marcus, folks, what time does the match start? We are 10-ish minutes in, mate.
11:22 is what I'm at on my screen.
Yeah, they've removed the thing on. Oh, there it is, back now.
Ooh.
What's on your screen, Ash? Just so we can synchronise.
11:20 now.
A few guys are asking me, saying, can I play the pink boots again? You guys can't hear, but just for you guys sat at home, so we've got...
Pink boots! It's the pink boots, Marcus!
Oh, we've got a few sound bites going in, Drawty, haven't we?
Yeah, unfortunately, you guys can't hear it, but everyone else can. So, and we've got tin of salmon, so I'll just play that a second.
You look like a tin of salmon, you bloody idiot!
I do love tin of salmon. I don't know where he even gets his lines from sometimes. It's almost like the, was it panicking like a cat trying to bury a shit on a marble floor? Is that the one?
Yes, yeah, there's plenty of those about.
Or Papadom trying to catch a bowling ball. I mean, yeah. He comes up with some right perlers sometimes, and then he messaged me after saying, I don't really know how I came up with that on the spot, but he just manages it. So,
well, Tin of Salmon was soundbited for Soccer Saturday for a couple of shows. So Soccer AM, sorry.
I know. Okay. I love Soccer AM, though. I love a bit of humour. So this is kind of what we're trying to do today, people. So not trying to be too serious. So, but, there's 5,700 of you watching. So if it was Goldbridge right now, it'd probably be around about the 17,000 mark. But if you like what we're doing and you just appreciate a bit of mentalness, then please subscribe to the channel and like the video and share it if you don't mind. 1.2k likes is all right there. I'll take that. So,
guys,
thanks, guys.
Wolves have officially signed Milan striker Cotrone.
Oh yeah.
Joe Stringer, are you actually going to talk about the game? Yes, we probably should, Joe. Yeah. Although technically you're not actually allowed to commentate play for play. So what's going on in the game, guys?
Where we can about what we can.
Moving into the midfield, but it's
basically the ball is bouncing around a lot in the midfield right now.
Yeah, honestly, there hasn't been much to talk about. We haven't been that good. We've been pretty mediocre. We're moving the ball relatively slowly, but Kristiansund they've kept to shape very well, and they're stopping our attacks.
Yeah, they're not giving us much room in the final third. Yeah, they're compact. They're set up well. Yeah,
a lot of energy.
Yeah, decent ball from Matic out wide.
And they're trying to break, so they're trying to break on us, and they're getting a few breaks, but they haven't quite got the quality to counter-attack us at the moment, but they are getting the space and the time.
Lingard's touch so far has been horrendous.
Oh, he's terrible. This pre-season's been awful for him. I hope he can pick it up because he's going to be playing games.
Oh yeah, he will be. Yeah, Kristiansund breaking down. Yeah, the Kristiansund are moving the ball really well. They found themselves in our final third quite a few times.
Ironically, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was talking earlier, he signed a few of these players for Molde, who Kristiansund eventually signed from Molde. So he knows a lot about these players. And obviously his son plays for them as well. He was probably going to come on in the second half. So it's not a bad quality. It's better than I thought it was going to be without, trying to sound condescending.
So here's the real question for you guys. Will Mark be wearing the Fellaini wig if Bruno Fernandes signs.
Well, truth be told, guys, the person who may have put that out on the United Stand account might have been me. We'll just gloss over that one. So,
if I tell you what, if we get Maguire, Fernandes, and Dybala, I want to see him in nothing but the Fellaini wig. I mean, I think that warrants it, surely.
Different channel,
Like
Ash. Different channel.
oh, you
He
mean
recently promised to eat his T-shirt if we made a certain signing, and I forget which signing
he's
it
promised
was.
a lot of things, though. He's promised to go out
Yes.
naked in Fellaini wigs. He's promised to go out in mankinis. He's promised to eat certain things. So he's made a lot of promises, as old Mark. But
Yeah, most things we don't actually want to see, but would probably watch him behind like your fingers, thinking, "Don't do it," but do it.
So Aaron Matthews says, any chance you can talk about Dybala? Well, here's the problem. If we talk about Dybala and don't watch the game, someone's going to ask us to watch the game. So, but I'm fine to talk about Dybala. So it's looking like, Aaron, Dybala possibly is on his way to Manchester United. Intane says, what minute are you guys on? I'm guessing we're around about the 15th right now.
Yeah, 16th.
16th
Yes,
minute.
16th.
So there you go. Old Careful says, we look rubbish. Prostate
We
Tickler.
don't look good.
Prostate Tickler. What kind of a YouTube name is that? That is
It's a
awesome.
brilliant one.
Prostate Tickler.
It is.
Mark Golden Balls Fellaini. Honestly, mate, I'm going to give you a thumbs up just for your screen name. Prostate. Jesus. Have you gone in for an exam? So, Intane, seriously, keep repeating the same thing. So, right. Roadrunner, even
Show
with
the
transfers, they're only... Yeah, show the match is the other one.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
that would
sure.
be illegal. Yeah, sure, we'll show you the match, everyone. Yeah, we'll get taken off air. So,
Christiansen with a hit and hope from 25 yards, miles over the
I'll
bar.
tell you what, Lamar Williams makes a very good point. Do you think Ollie will start Matic this season? He has passed it, in my opinion.
I think
Well,
it will
that's a-
because, we haven't got really any other dedicated CDM in the squad, really, when you think about it. So I think he will get games.
That's why I'm so keen on Longstaff, and I know people just give me absolute pelters for it, but Longstaff over Matic every day of the week, because if we start Matic, I've said it before, your team's only as strong as the weakest link in terms of how you play football. If we want fast attacking football and we put Matic in the middle, it destroys it immediately. So we just can't play him. But at the moment, what choice has Ollie got? So for me, a CDM is essential, but so a lot of other positions.
McTominay with a good break forward, and then United got a free kick about 20 yards out on the right-hand side. It's going to be interesting. No Ashley Young to whip in the free kicks as well, so...
Oh, well, we've got no chance of it.
Every cloud and all that.
It is going to be Marcus Rashford. We all know that.
He's gonna hit this, isn't it? What row are we thinking, guys?
Oh, Rosehead with a
X, Y, Z.
knuckleball.
Ninth row.
No, I'm
I'm-
telling you, this is going to trouble the keeper. I'm telling you.
This is
I'm
going to
calling
go
it
into
now.
orbit around Saturn.
This is going to trouble the keeper.
Right.
Oh, Big Shaw steps over.
Okay.
Rashford and
Miles wide.
miles wide. So predictable.
Called it.
Oh,
yeah.
I've just got a quote up quickly, guys, from Gianluca Di Marzio, who many consider a tier 1 transfer specialist. So this comes from his website, and it's regarding Harry Maguire, and I think it's from last night. The long negotiation is about to give the white smoke. Harry Maguire is getting closer to Manchester United. The deal is closing. The Leicester defender has always made clear his desire to move to Manchester, so much so that today he has not even presented himself to Foxes for training sessions. His will is being respected. His transfer to the Reds is in fact being defined. So
yeah, that was a while back, wasn't it? That was a
Yeah.
few hours ago.
Yeah,
I
it was
think
a
last
few
night
hours
maybe.
ago. So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe there is something in.
Oh,
Maguire.
James is on down the wing. He's got a lot of space here. Let's see if he can just push past with his pace.
Unlucky.
He gets blocked off, but it's Daniel James looks dangerous until the final ball, and then he struggles a little bit. But that's down to his age.
And I think that he's going to really come into his own with that. I mean, he's obviously isn't a finished product. Ash can talk about him a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, Lingard into the box. Phil Jones again
Why is
going
Phil
for the
Jones
header.
up front?
Is he number 9 or what? What's going on?
Phil Jones, what is he doing?
Straight
Well,
in.
nearly scoring.
Oh,
He's always been putting the ball in the back of his own net. So I mean, maybe the number 9 position is best for him.
hold on, lads. I got a quote for you for pink boots again.
Oh, go on.
Pink boots! It's the pink boots, Marcus! The bloody pink boots!
That some people enjoy that. Balu Makler says, Drawty, how did you get into making graphics? Well, I started out when I went to university, and very quickly I took up animation in my first year. So I sort of started out that. I was 18, 19. Did college before that, and then I've been in industry for 10 years working with sports brands. So this has always been a bit of a pet project. Ash, you're a bit of a designer yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, I do a bit. Not obviously to your level. You work more with vectors and stuff. I work more with superimposing, so making YouTube thumbnails and that. So yeah, pretty good.
Oh, that was Lingard just over the top from pretty lucky bounce, to be honest. But it nearly finished it. Nearly lobbed the keeper from about 8 yards out.
Decent ball in.
Jake Pert, I get on with you on Twitter, but you can't be saying that, man. No way. You're timed out for that. That's uncalled for. Time out. So I won't block you, though, because, you're right. So.
Jake, what's he done now? Oh, my God.
He said something very naughty about Phil Jones, and it wasn't pink boots. So.
Jake.
Disappointing, Jake. We're all shaking our heads at you right now.
Daniel James with the corner in, not making a very good job of it. Oh, Martial with a header. He doesn't quite get it on target. McTominay knocks it out to Rashford, who takes an age to put it in the box for Rashford. He always does a few wiggles. And
then it's a poor delivery when he does.
He's a little bit like Arsenal, isn't he? He's always trying to look to overplay it. It's a bit like the Arsene Wenger school of playing. Oh, we'll pass, try and do something amazing. Oh, no, we've lost it again. So...
He likes to sit on the ball, though. He receives the ball and he likes to stop and do a couple of wiggles, but that just lets the other team settle.
Yeah.
And then he plays the ball. I don't know. I think he just needs to move it a little bit quicker, like a lot of players do in our team. Daniel James on the right.
Yemi Fatai says Lingard sucks. Well, that's... I don't think Lingard sucks. I think on his day he can actually be very bloody good. It's just he's so inconsistent. It's
Day like once every 15 matches. That's the problem.
Yeah,
he lives off worldies. He scores a worldie and does a dance once every 15 matches, and then people think he's Messi Lingard again, where he isn't. He lives off moments, but class is permanent. Form is temporary, and he has form. Unfortunately,
do you know what? Jesse Lingard reminds me very much of Andros Townsend. Townsend scores some absolute bangers, and at one point he was actually linked with Manchester United, but obviously he's playing for Crystal Palace now. So
there's the question: would you rather have Andros Townsend or Jesse Lingard in your starting lineup?
In my starting lineup,
yeah.
Paul,
it's Townsend.
Where have you pulled that one from?
It's Townsend. Well, you brought it up.
I know, but just the thought process there. I was like, that.
Holy crap.
It's a horrible thing to say, but I'd rather have Andros Townsend because he's more consistent.
Right, yeah. No, to be honest with
Did you see that tackle from Anthony Martial?
Yeah, well, hell of a slide tackle that was.
Yeah, it was. He got stuck in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would probably take Andros Townsend, but it's still not a given. I mean,
The fact that we're discussing it, Andrew, is worrying.
Yeah, we won't take him, Andrew. This is Lingard or
Lingard, yeah.
We're not going to sign him.
So we're currently into the 23rd minute right now. So just about halfway through the first half. And guys, give us a summary of Man United. I'll be back in a few minutes. I desperately need to eat something.
That's fine. You take a break, Drawty. We'll be here.
All over to you, Paul.
Yes, we have so far been a little bit lackluster. I don't think we've quite got the cohesion with the team that we've put out.
No.
There's a few good individual performances. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's been good. Daniel James has got down. Oh, great ball into the box there. Martial chance over the bar. I think he might have been tackled. But we've had moments, but as a collective, I don't think we've really been cohesive enough to play the ball around well. And we've been a little bit slow in playing it. I don't know about you guys. How do you feel?
Yeah, credit to Kristiansund as well, because they have been compact. They've set up well. Again, there's not much been. Oh, it could be a chance now. Yeah, there's not much really going forward. Is that Phil Jones again?
Again, he's there again. I don't know what Ollie's told him, but yeah, he's number 9.
That header's gone to his head, literally. The one against Leeds. But yeah, it's all very sort of tentative. Not much, as you said. There's no real cohesion there, and I think when we see some of the youngsters come on afterwards, I think we'll see a little bit more, maybe fluidity. We'll see, but yeah, everything looks a little bit disjointed at the moment, and no real clear-cut chances.
There's been a couple of really good chances so far in the match, but I wouldn't say there's been a clear cut keeper had to make a good save on it or anything like that.
I don't think the keeper has made a save. Or maybe have they made a save? I don't think they have.
I don't think he has. Do you know who always seems to be involved though? Is Daniel James always seems to be there when we have a chance. He always seems to be the one crossing or moving the ball, or he always seems to be involved in some of our best attacks.
Here's a good question for you guys. Do you think that the likelihood of Dan James is to start this season, or do you think that he's going to be more of a super sub, come off the bench and use that pace like a Adam Traore for Wolves?
I think he'll start. I do. I think he's. I mean, you look at our options, and you look at the end of last season, who we played. We played Alexis Sanchez, we played Juan Mata, we played Jesse Lingard, Rashford, Martial. All these players were so inconsistent and not offering too much. So, from what we've seen of him so far, I think he's going to be a massive nuisance. I don't think he'll start every game, but I think he'll start, quite a few, maybe half the games and rotate with someone else. But I can see him getting a lot of games this season.
Yeah, me too.
I think that the likelihood is that we'll see him and Mason Greenwood split a lot of time on that right-hand side.
I'm really excited about both of them, but my problem with that is the reason they will be started is because of the lack of signings that we have, the lack of covering the positions that we need to be covered with some experience. So we got Greenwood and James. They're going to be fantastic, I think, but they're going to be inconsistent. But they're going to be playing because we haven't spent the money to cover their positions, which is the same with a lot of the youth that are going to come through at the moment, especially if we don't pick up Fernandes and Maguire. So dead excited about them, and I think they both will get a lot of games, but is it for the right reason? That's the only question I've got.
I've got no problem with them getting the game time. I actually...
Me neither. Not at all.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, unless we were going to go out and go just...
Martial.
Spend all the money.
Good save.
Yeah.
Rashford's back in the penalty area, chips it in.
Another wasted
cross.
Who's got again?
Well,
sorry, Andrew.
I was just saying that, we all know that we're not going to win the league this year.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity this season to...
How dare you say we're not going to win the league this year? Of course we are. We're going to score 100 goals. We're going to win every single game because we're Man United. Sorry, I was being a
Go on,
top
James.
Facts. Absolute facts. But...
Okay, we got a corner.
We get the chance to play kids and get them experience. I mean, I think that could be one of the most invaluable things to this season, is being able to have our youth play, people like Angel Gomez and Tahith Chong and Mason Greenwood, and get them good amount of minutes inside of the Premier League. Could be invaluable.
Who was it? It was Baron Death. Said before that this midfield without Pogba is pretty dead, and I'd have to agree. There's no real
very true
creativity. There's no sort of drive from the midfield, nothing at the moment. So you can see how important he is. Dan James with ridiculous pace on the right hand side, decent
He's
ball
rapid,
as well.
that boy.
Yeah, there's no one there really in the middle. He overhit the cross, but yeah, really well. Good work on the right.
There's a lot of comments in the live comments saying Matic is just too slow, which is killing us.
Any quicker, Matic would be going backwards. Let's be fair.
It's like running through custard, isn't he?
It's like he's running through porridge.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of people saying as well, what's it on? It's on MUTV, and no, we can't show it because obviously copyright issues. But yeah,
due to Ofcom, we would be taken down should we show the match live on this channel. We do not own the rights. I thought I was going into movie mode then.
Yeah.
Live on the United Stand, we've got Ash Boyle from Wales. No, sorry, I need to not do my impressions. I promised I wouldn't do them. So,
Andrew,
I promised I wasn't going to do my American accent.
Cash in on Rashford and Lingard, which is might be slightly early for Rashford, but I'd cash in on Lingard if someone came in with an offer.
Yeah,
I would. I think he is a squad player at best. And when's he going to evolve? I mean, there was
he's not a Pokemon, mate. He can't evolve.
Good ball in, or was it great ball in from Rashford, and good defending from Kristiansund to clear it. Corner.
Anas Ahmed says, Pereira for Matic, please hurry. I think he's...
Pereira would add a lot to this midfield at the moment, and that's saying something.
Too much.
I want to say to Andrew Ellis's point, I've got more time for Marcus Rashford. I'm willing to give him more time.
Me too.
I think that's an obvious one.
Oh.
I would have cashed in on him after the season where he finally contributed to more than 10 goals in a season.
Yeah, Rashford needs more time. I mean, he's only 20. What is he now? 21 or 22?
He'll be 22 in October, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's got everything. He just needs to put it together. Whereas Lingard, you can talk about his movement and his energy a lot, but eventually it has to come down to productivity, and he's not producing a great deal. So, my opinion only.
Watch it on MUTV again. MUTV, it's on, and we can't show it.
Is that M for mother, or is that a silent M, like N? Yeah. I think I can help with the whole Pam situation here.
It's Moo TV, like the cow.
Moo
TV.
Yeah. If anyone got that reference and you know what the film I was talking about, please put it in the live comments. So
I missed that, Drawty. I'm quite upset with myself.
I'm upset with you as well, to be honest with you. I'm thinking about ending the call right now.
Have a time out.
Scrappy Red Devil. Lingard has zero creativity in him. I don't disagree. I think Lingard's got a lot of creativity in him. To be able to go into a hotel room, mess it up, and just go on sing beans, 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 you've got to have a lot of creativity.
Yeah.
He has. He's got a lot of artistic flair, but not much skill at football. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of flair, Phil Jones is himself everywhere. That man has got the guile and the technique of a loaf of bread.
Did someone just say Phil Jones? Hold on.
He is up for another header. He is tearing this 18-yard box apart.
He is everywhere.
Oh, I haven't played this one yet. Hold on, give me a second.
We have Step Brothers in the comments. Drawty.
Hey, say that again. Step Brothers, yes,
Step
everyone.
Brothers.
Yes, Step Brothers.
There are a lot of Step Brothers coming in. So there's a Water Boy. There's a Shawshank Redemption. I don't know where that came from.
I don't think there was Timothy Robin in there somewhere. But Tim Robbins. That was his name, wasn't it? The guy who did Shawshank Redemption along with Morgan Freeman.
Could be Timothy to his mother.
Could be. Drawty, can you speak Canadian? No. Sorry. What?
Oh.
What's that all about? No, that was a bit more... I don't know what the hell that was. Jesus. So
that was like South Park-esque.
Something more like Terrence and Phillip.
Blame Canada. Oh, nice bit of trickery on the right-hand side, but goes out for a goal kick.
You can tell Wan-Bissaka was converted from a winger. He's got all the tricks.
Yeah. It was almost Zaha-esque, that wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
Prince Bruce, it's spelled with a V, says Lingard's got potential. I'll tell you what, Lingard will have potential until he's 89. So
he's only a youngster, leave him alone.
He's like Benjamin Button. He actually gets younger as he gets older.
The amount of stick Lingard and Theo Walcott get, they'll still come good. I swear to God.
Yeah. So
it's unfair.
Hayden Kickass says, have you seriously got a Goldbridge soundbar? I don't know what you're on about. I'm not going to definitely play this clip for you right now, so everyone just give me a second.
Oh, for God's sake! You piece of shit!
Yes. Guys, you'll probably get that comment. I can't remember what video that was from. So, guys in the studio can't actually hear that, unfortunately. I was trying so hard to get the sound through so you could laugh at it as well, but...
T Ballard.
We got Yeah. Crack on with T Ballard and Super Chat. Matic never checks his shoulder. Fundamental.
Yep, I agree with that. Well, the thing is, he might be. He's just too slow to react to it. That's his problem.
He really is. His feet don't move quick enough.
No, they don't.
I've actually got a question here from Manchester United News that I really like. What would you guys prefer? Mason Greenwood to have a breakthrough season, or Jadon Sancho to come to Manchester United?
Greenwood.
Yeah, it's got to be Greenwood.
He's one of our own.
One of our own.
The thing is...
It's true, though, isn't it? I mean, he looks class. He looks so natural. Everything he does, he doesn't think about it. It just happens.
I think the other thing is a lot of people are very hepped up with the whole Sancho hype as well. And
Possibly.
I think at the end of the day, Greenwood at the moment, the only way he's going to get in, game out, would probably be on the right wing, because Rashford's obviously not going to give his spot up through the middle. So
No.
as soon as you bring in Sancho, that means where you play Greenwood out on the left, well, you got Dan James and Anthony Martial. So why would you do that?
Good chance for United here, by the way. Just about 20 yards out, dead centre of the goal. Rashford lining up a free kick. So what row are we saying this time, fellas?
I'm going to go, it's going to probably end up in orbit around Pluto.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is going top bins. Ready?
Top bins.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
Top
we haven't
bins.
scored yet. It's 0-0 against
I know.
Kristiansund.
35 minutes in, and yeah, still only really one decent shot on target.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, I'm guessing that. I'm behind
Oh my
you.
goodness.
Andrew's a little bit ahead of us.
Don't say
I'm
anything, Androuche. Keep it to yourself.
No, Andrew was actually reacting to something else. Oh. Andrew's
Keeper's
actually on the
done
toilet.
well there.
Keeper's done excellently well. Good hit from Rashford. Good save from the keeper.
He's doing all right, this keeper, actually. So he's on his game today.
He is. It's always the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
As
well,
Adrian Steele
true,
says,
standard.
what a save.
So what I'll say to the Mason Greenwood and Jadon Sancho thing is, why not both?
Greedy, Andrew.
Yeah, but you didn't give us that option, Andrew.
Andrew, we're not Barcelona. We're not trying to fit Messi, Suarez, Griezmann, Neymar, Coutinho, Dembele, every single striker in the world.
McSauce there from a 40-yarder.
Not bad.
Just over the bar. No, it was a decent effort there. He could have played it out to the wing, but he took it on. And, he's about a yard over.
The cover star of PES 2020, remember?
Yeah, that's amazing. Honestly, for him to be the cover star of PES is fantastic for
That's
Scott.
right.
So, fair play to
I
Scott.
bet he'll be buzzing from that. That's fantastic. He's out there with Messi and forget who else is on there, but
from Juventus. What's his name?
But doesn't
Pjanic.
That's it, Pjanic.
That's him. Yep.
But doesn't that just show the caliber of the lad, that he's already making it to that sort of level? I mean, these game people, they don't put it on there if they're not marketable.
But it's a United player, isn't it? It's
It is a United player, but they could have chosen Lingard, they could have chosen Rashford. So why McTominay?
Yeah. Andrew, how are you How are you so much ahead of us? You're in America.
It's because I'm better than you in everything. That's what us Americans do.
Again, McSauce coming in with a shot. Just scraped across the front of the goal, but
the keeper had a
it's a decent build-up. If the keeper had a touch, he's having a blinder.
I think he said McTominay's kicking off a bit about. I think he got a touch. I don't know. We'll see it from a different angle, I suppose.
Yeah, he is a little bit.
Guys, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe and like the video. There are 5,500 of you watching right now. Thank you for staying with us for so long and listening to us guys warble on like a bunch of loose women. So, honestly,
yeah, there's a lot of we want Mark and bring back Goldbridge in the live chats.
Wow,
this is a one-off, guys. So you're gonna have to put up with us.
So Mark's currently tending to his sangria, sat in a bar in Mallorca somewhere. So we all chipped in and said, "Fine, if you want us to do something for you, we will." So we've taken.
We could have just left it and lived through all stew, but
we could have done.
The nice people that we are, we thought we'd.
Could have done. I don't think the Devil's going to go down very well at some point. So when you have an idea and you think it's funny, and then you do it, and you're like, "Nah, probably shouldn't have done that." So.
Yes, I do that quite a lot, Drawty. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always after. It's always after you've done it. So.
What channel besides MUTV? I think it's only on MUTV legally. I don't know. We can't endorse any other things.
Well, we're 38 minutes in and we're still 0-0. We've had a few chances. McTominay's had a couple of decent chances, but from distance. Rashford's had a couple of free kicks, and
keeper's been very good for.
Keeper's made a few good saves as well. So we've had a few chances. I wouldn't say we played the best football, but we definitely had our chances. But you got to give this Norwegian team credit as well, keeping shape.
Who said that? Is that a troll in the chat? Sky
Probably.
Sky Sports.
Trolls have happened before.
Well, we get this quite a lot. You always get people in live comments trying to say stuff that isn't true or just trolling. So, but you're used to that. So it's all good. So we are into the 40th minute now?
40th, yeah, near enough now.
Getting near to halftime. Balu Mike Clay says, Drawty, who is your favourite player, present and of all time? Presently, my current favourite player is still Zlatan. So I'm not talking about United right now. I love Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but of all time, David Beckham. I've got signed Beckham shirt on my wall.
Rashford. Oh, keeper again. Sorry, keeper's saved. It nearly went through his legs, but Lingard pinged the ball from 13, 14 yards out. It rebounded, came to Rashford.
Oh, he's poked it with his toe again, hasn't he?
He's poked it with his toe, yeah. He should have slapped it with his knuckleball. But, the keeper saved well.
Oh, Kristiansund.
They're on the break. They're on the other side of the pitch now. They're coming, but it's folded, unfortunately.
So, as I was kind of saying, Beckham. What about you guys? I mean, your all-time Manchester United favourite player, or any player of any generation, any team, any era?
Paul Scholes for me.
Scholes, he's up there, definitely.
Yeah.
For me, it's Wayne Rooney.
Really, Andrew? I thought you would have said Freddie Adu.
Oh, it's a good chance. A good save. Really well worked. Sorry.
I mean, in fairness, Wayne Rooney's the reason why I wound up choosing Manchester United. So
that's a fair call, yeah.
We didn't have, in all honesty, we didn't have the Premier League readily available here in the States and easily accessible until the early 2010s. So I played FIFA still, and Wayne Rooney was because he was always on the cover of FIFA.
Oh, we got Bolly TM says Kristiansund is a pro Norwegian team. It's not like these guys do it as a hobby. Good side, probably mid-championship team. Not easy to break down, and definitely better than Perth Glory. So thank you for that.
Okay.
For those who don't know too much about that.
Yeah, Scott McTominay's creating a lot of chances.
Yeah, he is playing well.
Paul, I'm going to ask you to take the reins for a little minute. I've just been sent something which I'm going to try and get up for the rest of you guys in a second.
Scott McTominay with another great chance.
Scott McTominay, who would you say has been man of the match for the first half, guys? Because I've got a feeling they're going to rotate all 11.
Always off the post. He's absolutely rifled the shot from the right-hand side of the box. And it's come back up and gone out. He's playing well, McTominay. Fair play to him.
I would say
player of the half
is Scott McTominay.
Probably Scott.
Go. Okay, we are here in Norway at the Ullevål Stadium for Manchester United versus Kristiansund. Drawty is doing the watch along. Make sure you guys check us out at the fan camp.
A threat going forward, which is actually surprising.
I'll go as far as to say that McTominay's really been the only player that's stood out.
Yeah. Sort of reminiscent of the end of last season as well, isn't it?
It is, and I was not anti-McTominay, but I was on the same sort of vibe as Mark in terms of I hope he proves me wrong, but I can't see what everybody's talking about. Now, in my opinion, he's proving me wrong because he's got a good range of passing, he's got a very good awareness on the ball. He tries to play forward all the time. He's not that slow, so I'm kind of coming around on McTominay, and he's definitely been player of the game so far.
Yeah.
I've got more time. I've got time for our youth players. I mean, I come out and say it all the time that I do question whether McTominay's got the pace to be able to pair with somebody in a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, but I sometimes think people get too hung up on pace as well because it's not all about pace. If you can have pace around you, like McTominay will have, if you've got composure and vision, then you can utilize other people's pace a lot better than you can utilize yours. Look at David Silva. I love him as a player. He's got no pace at all, but his vision and his ability to keep the ball and his awareness is what makes him a fantastic player. In my opinion, that's the sort of player we need in the middle to link up everything that we currently have. And if McTominay can become that player, then every day of the week.
It's also Scholes was the same, Scholes was the same. Andrea Pirlo was the same. It's making the players around you tick and making them play.
That's why one of my favourite players, Scholes, because it's football awareness and intelligence. That's what raises you to the next level. It's like Rashford. He's got all the tricks and tools in the book, and he's got all the techers you can ever want. But that mental side of things is what comes quite naturally. They're very difficult to teach.
Yeah. Guys, I've just had a video sent in from Flex, so I'm going to try and play it. So let's have a look at this, shall we?
Okay, we are here in Norway at the Ullevål Stadium for Manchester United versus Kristiansund. Drawty is doing the watch along. Make sure you guys check us out at the fan cams live at the stadium straight after Drawty's finished. Check it out.
There we go. Wasn't as slick as I thought it was going to be, but in terms of my editing right there, I just had to quickly get it in. But yes, Flex and Josh will be outside the game afterwards, giving match reaction and fan cams. You can join that after. Also, do not forget, Mark Goldbridge will be giving a live match reaction after this. The link will be in the video description below. He has been watching in a bar, so expect him to be fairly intoxicated, but it should be a pretty good watch, so be prepared for that. Guys, I'm guessing we're coming up to halftime right now?
Yeah, very close. 45th minute just passed, yeah.
I believe it's halftime right now. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, the
Yeah, it's halftime right now.
It's halftime right now, I think. I think I see him walking off.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so halftime, how are we feeling about that? Guys, in the live comments, are you happy with that performance from Manchester United so far in that half?
Yeah, get it in.
And guys in the studio, how are you feeling about that game? Anyone you were particularly impressed with? Anyone who's been a bit weak?
McTominay's the only one that stood out for me. James has been lively, Rashford's been lively, but it's very similar to the underperforming performances that we've had previously. A lot of work around the box, but trouble opening up a very well screened defence, very well organised team.
I mean, I basically agree with that. I would add Anthony Martial into that as well. I think that Martial, that tackle that he made was pretty solid. And he's also had a couple of good chances on goal.
Jack Constantine says, thank God it ended. That was pure garbage up top. I don't think Jack
Matic is weak.
Yeah, there's that. Matic is getting pelters. Matic is getting a lot of pelters. Max Smith, I know we're all praising Ollie for his change in style, but I'm sorry, but the sort of pressure is nothing compared to the likes of Liverpool and City. I think you're being a little bit unfair. Ollie coming to Manchester United, it's still one of the biggest clubs in the world, and it is a massive job. So, Paperboy, Wan-Bissaka has been solid. Gaz Elliott, we are terrible guys in all caps. Greenwood will show him how it's done from Yusuf Mahod. Lukaku, the GOAT, we are so dead. Heinz Z McSaul. So, obviously, a lot of you guys in the comments are giving varied reports, but it doesn't sound like much. Well, it doesn't sound like too many positives at all, apart from Wan-Bissaka, and Daniel James as well.
Yeah, my problem with these preseason games is that everybody who's impressing me are the youth and the new signings. The people who aren't impressing me are the people that we have had for a long time and have not been impressing for a long time. So they don't seem to have stepped up, if you know what I mean. Rashford seems to be making the same mistakes. Matic is as slow as ever. We know about the Jones and Small and Chuckle brothers. So I was looking for some of our current players to step up, like Martial, Rashford, take it to the next level. And in pre-season, they don't really seem like they're doing it. But the youth just seem to have stepped up and taken the reins a little bit.
Do we think there's going to be big changes in the second half? Obviously, I'm just gearing up to maybe change the starting 11 for the second half. So when you guys see what's going on, if you let me know, then I can update that for everyone else live. But it looks like
switch at halftime personally.
Yeah, I think there's going to be full 11 changes.
You reckon? Wow.
I would say that the AC Milan game will probably see the same thing as the game against Inter, where we've kind of played people for 60 minutes. But I think this one's one where we'll just.
Do you know what? My colleague got offered tickets to the AC Milan game today.
I am going. Yeah, I'm going to the AC Milan game.
Yeah.
Oh, you can meet my mate there then, Ash.
Oh yeah.
So he was literally next to me. He was like, "Oh look, man, I've got some tickets for Man United against AC Milan. Is that good?"
It's still on general sale. Yeah, I think 27 quid. I think they are
27 quid in Cardiff.
Yeah, get down, man.
My God.
Quality spot as well, Cardiff.
Yeah, I can't rate. Well, it's worth
Only an
it.
hour or so.
Yeah, it's not that far from me. I think it's only like an hour and a half drive, if that. So, Right, guys.
There is
So
not much love for Rashford going on in the comments. I've been keeping an eye on them. There's a lot of Trashfords coming out.
Jones the goat, pink goat, fake mark, pink goat, Niloy
Jones
Chatterjee.
the goat. We wish.
Yeah, we wish. So
Sheringham had no pace. John Johnson. Yeah,
guys,
right
please.
Correct.
Please remember to subscribe to the channel. 6,460 of you watching right now. If all of you are new, clearly many of you are already going to be long-term United standers. If any of you are new, please subscribe to the channel. Mark Goldbridge will be back for the next watch-along, we promise. I won't be here. You'll probably be thankful of that. Paul will probably be here, though, so you will be thankful of that. And
I won't be talking, though. I'll just be moderating, probably.
Probably. Where are you from, Drawty Devil? So pretty Brizzle to me. That's where I'm from. Yes, I am Bristolian. My accent isn't that strong, luckily. Or, you get the old words. Where that to? You're right there, me babber. Oh, who are me babber? So that's proper Wurzel language there. So yeah, I'm not too bad on the accent. My dad pretty much got that one out of me. So but yes, guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, please share and like the video. This is more for Mark than anything else. We're doing this just purely so he can have his sangria and soak up the sun with his family. So, but do remember, he's going to have the match reaction after, and I've got another. I'm just going to play that Flex video again so you guys can see it. Flex and Josh has just sent this in, so here we are.
Okay, we are here in Norway at the Ulebal Stadium for Manchester United versus Kristiansund. Drawty is doing the watch along. Make sure you guys check us out at the fan cams live at the stadium straight after Drawty's finished. Check it out.
So yes, there we go. Flex and Josh will be there after the game for the fan cams. Be sure to tune in for them after. They're always good fun. We actually had, and I'm going to try and get it up later, it's a fantastic clip. I don't know if you saw it, guys. That Chinese lad talking about Ashley Young. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
it really was.
That was pretty brutal.
Absolutely brilliant. I'm going to try and get it up in a minute, and I'll actually put it on here. So, but you got to love the foreign fan base. It just shows you how passionate they can be. And this is the point, guys. It's a global fan base. You've all got a voice. You're all in here. You're all in the live comments. You're all trying to have your say in what you think's going. Some people are happy with players. Some people are unhappy. It doesn't matter what you think. The point is everyone is allowed an opinion. And this is where you can air those opinions. So, guys, I'm going to go back to you in the studio. Paul, I'm going to let you lead the line again. Talk about that first half.
Sure.
What are we expecting in the second?
Paul Pogba is what we're expecting in the second. How much do you reckon we missed Paul Pogba in that half?
It seemed like make sure you guys check us out at the fan cams live at the stadium.
I mean, the creativity
check it out.
He brings, just his overall general play,
there we go.
just bumps us up a level, in my opinion. All right, he can move a little bit too slow, but he definitely makes a difference. What do you reckon, Ash?
Yeah, I think it'll be refreshing to see him come into this midfield because it's been very laboured. Fair play to McTominay though, in the sort of the latter stage of that second half, he tried to step it up. He moved the game forward and a couple of good chances. But I think what we'll see from Pogba then is something similar, but he's obviously got a lot more quality on the ball and his technique is a lot better. So it's a much more polished version then that we'll see come in. It'll be interesting to see what he does, around Pogba, because will he keep on Dan James? Will he keep the likes of Martial and Rashford, who probably need minutes because I think they're going to be big focal points going into the season? But yeah, it'd be interesting. But I'm looking forward to seeing Pogba. I'm hopefully looking forward to seeing some of the youngsters, either Greenwood or Gomez or Chong, whoever comes on.
Sure.
Because it'd be interesting to see how they sort of, approach. Because Christian said that they've been really compact, they've defended well. It'll be interesting to see how they sort of try and take the game to them. So yeah, looking forward to a second.
Andrew?
So to me, I'm looking forward to seeing Paul Pogba. Obviously, we're going to see the likes of Mason Greenwood, Tahith Chong, Angel Gomez. I think we'll see all of them. So what do you guys think? I mean, I want to throw a question to you. What do you think is going to be the full-on changes that we'll see, like in terms of the 11? Who do you think is going to go where?
Not a clue, mate. Not a clue. But none of this is really narrowing anything down in terms of a starting 11 for me. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if Ollie's got something in his mind, but we got the 11 start, and then we probably got another 11 in the second half here, and then we're going to go to the AC Milan match. we haven't really bottlenecked anything down to a starting 11. But I think in the second half, it's going to be a brand new 11, and we're just going to have to see what happens. I don't know what you think, Ash.
Yeah, it's. I don't know, to be honest. I think it's. Do you know what I want to see? I'd like to see a new formation as well. Go into the second half.
Sure.
I don't know what that was, whether it was 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, but I'd like to see something. I'd like to see us try something a little bit different. Because I don't think we can afford to tinker too much going into the new season. Granted, what we've done so far in pre-season has worked to some extent, but obviously it's not worked today. But I'd like to see us try a few different things. Granted, it'll split the opinions of some fans, but I think we do need to experiment. We do need to look at different combinations. I mean, we've seen Wan-Bissaka and James on the right hand side. I mean, are we going to play him on the right? Going into the season, I don't know. So yeah,
it's going to be very interesting going into the new season to see his starting 11. It's going to give us a good indication of how he's feeling in terms of what he's going to put out on the pitch for the first 5 or 10 games. Because if he goes out there and he plays Lingard, who's had a terrible pre-season, I think we can all agree on that. And if he plays Matic, who we know is too slow, but they're the tried and tested, they're his favourites. They're the people he knows have got experience. If he starts putting players like that out on the first game of the season against Chelsea, then that's probably going to be the sort of lineup he's going to push towards for the first 5 or 6 games, at least before the first international break. And for me, that'll immediately raise warning signs for me. It will be flags everywhere, because I don't think with those tried and tested players that we know bottled it last season, I don't think we can progress much if they start straight away.
No, I agree.
don't know what you guys think.
Got another question for you guys, because but right now there's all the rumors of signings and stuff like that, and we obviously don't know when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen. It seems likely that Maguire and Bruno Fernandes is going to happen. I mean, same with, at this point, I would say it's looking more like Paulo Dybala might come into season alone, though, and who we've already got here. What would be your starting 11 for that match against Chelsea?
Ash, over to you.
Just before that,
you can take that one on.
Mobius Drummer has come in with the client and a £5. What do you make to the Dybala swap potentially for Lukaku? So thank you for that. We did sort of touch upon that briefly earlier. I don't know if it's going to happen.
What do you think about the actual payment for it? What do you think about Lukaku plus 15 to 20 million euros? Do you think that's a fair deal?
That's a very fair deal, I think. Yeah, but it all depends again on it. If Dybala really wanted to come and everything was looked pretty kosher, I'd be over the moon. But does Dybala really want to come? There's a lot of talk about him wanting to stay in Juve, and we've mentioned, is it another Angel Di Maria? Oh, I'm not comparing the two. I'm just comparing the situation again. He didn't he didn't want to come. I mean, are we going to see the best out of him if he's coming to a club that he doesn't really want to play for? So,
I think this
that's been our issue.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Angel Di Maria, I don't think he really wanted to come to Manchester United when he was at Real Madrid.
He wanted to go to PSG. He wanted to skip the United step. He wanted PSG.
And I think United have got to be very, very careful taking on a player who doesn't really want to be here. So, I mean, it's not saying that, they're going to force him here, but you just don't know sometimes. If they want the money and they want the player, I mean, they've just got rid of Moise Kean to Everton. So, obviously, they're looking at for a striker. And if they're bringing in Lukaku and they want to swap Dybala as well, for United, it sort of makes sense because United are still going to have to bring in an attacker regardless, because you can't take Lukaku out of the squad and then rely on the season purely with Rashford and Greenwood and then Martial to lead the line, because Greenwood's 17, Rashford's 21, about to be 22. So it's going to be,
Rashford's on 200 grand a week now, though. There's a lot of comments saying that Rashford's 200 grand a week, and it's a valid point. Rashford has got a brand new 5-year contract on 200 grand a week. For that, we should expect an output of 20 goals a season. That's what we should expect, at least. Same with Martial. He is also on 200 grand a week. We should expect between them 30 to 40 goals. And if we get Dybala in, we'd expect another 15, 20 from him. So, I mean, we'd have goals in attack. We should do. But Dybala, as a player, fantastic. The attitude he comes in with would be my concern.
Right, guys. So I did mention the Chinese fan earlier, so we've got the video now, so we're probably going to play it for you guys. So sorry if I have to move the video around a little bit. Unfortunately, when you're live, you can't reset things. So
just before that,
yes, go on.
We're just coming out on the pitch,
and it looks like a very, very similar 11. I've seen Phil Jones, I've seen David De Gea, I've seen Marcus Rashford. So I don't think there's going to be that many changes as we suspect. Dan James has come out as well, so yeah.
Okay, all
I don't
right.
think there's any change at all.
No.
Right, we're going to quickly go to this clip.
Yeah.
So 2 seconds.
Ashley Young, Rojo, Smalling, these types of players. Do you think these types of players are good enough for Manchester United? Do you think they're good?
I don't think they are good enough to play for Manchester United, especially Ashley Young. Last season, when I saw the second leg of Champions League against Barcelona, his stupid mistake makes me very, very angry.
I gotta say, I love that guy. The passion from overseas is fantastic. Songbird, can you guys on the United Stand watch along please present yourselves? Present ourselves in which way? That could go horribly wrong depending on how you meant that. So I am AKA the devil. To be honest with you, the whole Drawty Devil thing was a joke. I'm not going to lie, it was a joke. It was never meant to be a serious thing, and it's just sort of stuck. Funnily enough, me and Banksy come from the same city and possibly town, so Banksy is my hero, and seeing as he's a bit of an anonymous art guy, that's kind of where I sort of went with it. But I never intended to be joined in with any fan channel or anything like that, so that's just where it happens. So I would be the devil, then you've got Paul, and then you've got Ash, and then you've got Andrew from America. How many of you guys are still on? I'm guessing Andrew and Ash have gone off to the toilet.
I am here.
Okay.
I'm back.
So
I promise I did wash my hands.
Did you wash your hands though? Did you wash your hands?
Hello. I did.
Yeah, of course.
Good. I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
Safety first, absolutely. But yeah, we've kicked off. We've just kicked off.
Yeah.
And what's the starting 11, guys?
There we go. It doesn't look to be many changes at all. I think.
Could it?
There was no changes.
Really?
There aren't
no
any
changes.
There was to
No.
the Kristiansund side because they've got a new goalkeeper. I think there's a few new players as well, but I don't think we made any changes.
I'm going to keep an eye out to see if Kristiansund have brought on a Solskjaer. But in terms of Manchester United, there are no changes. So that's I don't know. Is that concerning?
Very much so, yeah.
No, I don't think it's that concerning. I think maybe Ollie feels the balance of his team is enough, and maybe he wants to see more from his wide and front men at the moment. A few guys asking where the match is. It's on MUTV, so that's where the game and the guys in the studio are currently watching it.
Well, that was a great shot from Rashford there, I think. Cutting in on the right, 30 yards, knuckleball, obviously, but this time we got it on target. The keeper for Kristiansund has changed. I don't know, however interesting that is, but it was a good shot, good save.
It was indeed, yeah. And another sort of build-up, lovely little slip ball from Dan James through before. Worked it well, but yeah, good block from the Kristiansund defence. Matic again losing the ball in midfield. Kristiansund taking advantage of it.
He's so slow.
He is. And then just giving away a foul about 35 yards out. You guys should all do a podcast occasionally with Mark, Paul Chadwick. Yeah, it'd be a laugh. We've been trying to get him on the podcast, actually, but he's a very busy man.
That'd be a nice touch. What minute are you guys on, just so we can sync clocks? I'm on 46, 34.
47, 25.
Right, I'll catch up with you.
Very fresh. I think the game's already ended for Andrew, I think, with his internet.
I've actually already seen the whole thing. You guys don't even know.
Say, yeah. He's in the post-match interviews.
Well, Dan James seems to be at the centre of most of our attacks again. He just needs that finishing touch because he's always in positions to hurt the defence of an opposition.
He is going to be a big handful, I think, next season.
I think so. Someone in the live comments saying, "What's a knuckleball?"
So
Knuckleballs.
go on.
Well, it's difficult to explain, but it's that you hit it with the flat of your foot. I suppose the knuckles of your toes.
But I also think it's to do
like
with
a
the.
slap.
Isn't it also where the pump goes into the ball, so you hit it directly on the nozzle where
On
the
the
air
valve.
goes in? Yeah, on the valve.
That is a way of hitting it, but that you don't have to hit it on the valve to cause a knuckleball. It's the flight of the ball. It's hitting it almost dead center. So there's it's creating less, I think, air friction or more air friction on the ball. I think to cause it to
make so there's no spin on the ball.
Yeah.
Joachim,
That way the ball's gonna.
Joachim Johansson says, "What's your podcast name?" That's over to Ash.
Talking Manchester United, the United Stand podcast. So yeah.
There you go. Talking Manchester United, the United Stand podcast. So you
can get it
check
on any of your podcast apps. I think the Google Play Store and all. Wherever you get your podcast app.
Yeah,
we're also on YouTube as well. So search on YouTube, Talking Manchester United.
Yeah, so if you guys actually try and subscribe to that podcast, then the guys can actually start doing live content as soon as they get over 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys could go over to the podcast, I will try and put it in the match description below, and then maybe you could go over there as well.
Good drive from McTominay going forward.
Yeah, great drive. He's not that quick, but he's very strong on the ball.
He is. A lot of Matic comments about, and I think Ollie's made a point because Pogba's gone to warm up pretty much straight away after Matic lost that ball.
Liam in the live comments says Daniel James is the Welsh Iwobi. A bit worried about that.
No, he won't. He'll
Daniel James is going to come good, defo.
Phil Jones again in the box. How many touches has he had in the opposition box, Phil Jones?
He's up there with chances.
Yeah. Good God. Watch United concede. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Smutty, one of our moderators, says Pog Leave is warming up. Let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
Who did you say was warming up?
Pogba.
Pogba, okay. So as soon as he's on the pitch, I will update the starting 11. Well, it's not the starting 11, it'll be the middle of the game, so.
Okay.
Well, we haven't improved from the first half, in my opinion.
Not Kristiansund getting forward.
Yeah, Kristiansund getting forward, making a good show of themselves. They're a good team, actually.
They are. They're moving the ball really well. Nice.
I didn't really know what to expect, but yeah, they do. They play the right type of football. They're well organised.
Matic taking absolute pelters in the comments, guys.
We should be 1-0 down there, guys.
Very good chance for Kristiansund. Should have put that away.
There was a cross coming in. There was two players free in the box. One got a header, slipped it on the outside of the post, but the other guy who was free in the box should have got a foot on it. That should have been 1-0, 100%.
Got to say, it's a little bit worrying that United is struggling against a Norwegian side.
I think Phil Jones and Lindelof were sort of so close together there, not just ball watching. Yeah, very concerning that.
Right. So, Ravi Rathod says, Fernandez, status. We don't know at the moment. It looks like both him and Maguire are fairly close to Manchester United, but as of right now, we're not entirely sure.
I think nobody knows.
I think that's the thing. You're right.
It's really, really that disorientating, the amount of media coverage that is wrong. You don't know what to believe. I mean, I do think we'll get both over the line, but when, I think, is just, I don't know. No one really knows that.
I'm going to quickly go over to this quote from Gianluca Marzio, which says, the long negotiation is about to give the white smoke. Harry Maguire is getting closer to Manchester United. The deal is closing. The Leicester defender has always made clear his desire to move to Manchester, so much so that today he has not even presented himself to the Foxes training sessions. His will is being respected. His transfer to the Reds is in fact being defined. So Damarcio, tier 1 on transfers, thinks that Harry Maguire is going to move to Manchester United. But then again, we've had that quote from Brendan Rodgers saying he doesn't really know, and they haven't really come in with another offer. So I don't think at the moment, guys, anyone really knows what's happening with Manchester United or their transfers at the moment.
No, there's a lot of tier 1s coming in with a lot of different stories. So
yeah.
I'm just curious, guys. Did you guys see the quote retweet from James Madison?
Oh, the
about
he's got
training. Oops.
McTominay taking too long on the ball.
Rashford taking far too long on the ball again.
Are they overplaying it, guys?
Yeah, it's all very pedestrian.
Does it feel more like the end of last season where the guys were basically just a bit slow, a little bit cumbersome, just not into it?
Yeah, pretty much.
It does, but we seem to be doing a little bit more running around than the end of last season, but for no productivity.
Oh, Phil Jones has nearly lobbed De Gea. Oh, my word. It was a very heavy pass back.
I'll predict the scoreline of 1-1 with Phil Jones getting both goals.
Yeah. A lovely touch there.
There we go. We got there's a decent shot from Daniel James. He let one go, like he should do more often, to be honest. But it was a good shot, good save.
Put a little bit too much whip on it.
Yeah,
didn't he?
He hit it too well. Yeah, almost too clean, really, didn't he?
If you don't shoot, you won't score a goal.
Exactly.
This is true, and he's involved again. Daniel James involved again. He always seems to be.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
There you go. Legends of their game.
Yeah. Ooh.
So, do you think if we plonked in Dybala, Bruno Fernandes, and Harry Maguire into this team and plucked out the players that we don't want in there, Matic, Lingard, I don't want in there anyway. Do you think that's going to improve our pattern of play?
I think in terms of Manchester United at the moment, where they need to be, based on what you guys are saying about today's game, it doesn't seem like there's much progression in terms of how the team are playing. Obviously, they're running around a lot more. But I definitely think that I've always said, and I've always said this to Mark, and Mark's in agreement, Harry Maguire is probably the most pivotal signing of the summer. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a fantastic signing. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka will be a brilliant addition to Manchester United, especially because we've been crying out for an out-and-out right back since Gary Neville. We've basically been coming through with Ashley Young and Antonio Valencia and having to make do.
Daniel James is down.
Lightning. Tried to go around the keeper, got sort of taken out. Did get the ball though, the keeper.
So, Christ, this keeper.
Oh, my Lord.
Great shot from Rashford.
Wow.
It's all kicking off.
Well, at least we might be getting a little bit of excitement here then. So,
It was from Daniel James, got a through ball, went for it. They got the rebound off the keeper. It came out to Rashford, and he took another 25-yarder. Going in the top corner, and it was a great save from the keeper.
Tikiri Hulugal says, Rashford brings everything to a halt. He is not doing well and playing selfishly. Is he playing selfishly, guys?
Disagree.
You disagree, Andrew?
Disagree. I don't think Rashford's been playing selfishly.
Selfish enough forward for a while. I mean, since Van Persie, really, he was ridiculously selfish for most of the time, and I think that's what you need. If you want to be a successful centre forward, you have to be selfish. But I think you also need the top, that top class quality which our forwards don't have.
That's the point, isn't it? We had a forward that's good enough to be selfish enough to be able to get all the goals.
And in our case, when our forwards are selfish, because they're not good enough, they end up wasting more chances than they're creating. So which is, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So yeah, it just shows the lack of quality we've got up front. Yeah,
there's a lot of pelters for Rashford in the comments as well, and I can understand why. He's very wasteful. He's on $200,000 a week now, as I mentioned before. And the comment before, I agreed with 50% of it. I don't think he's playing selfishly. Shooting is what he needs to do. He's a striker. But in terms of slowing the play up, he does slow the play up. He's not that sort of 1-2 kind of player. He doesn't get the ball and release it. He gets the ball, he looks up, he tries to figure out if he can do anything with it on his own. And then he releases the ball slowly. And by that time, the momentum of a move can be dissipated.
Rashford's strength was always coming off the last defender. He's got the pace to be able to do it. I just think in all the formations he's been playing in so far, and the delivery into him is just not what he needs to actually thrive as a striker. So Lingard is just, from what I've heard, is offering nothing at the moment in terms of creativity.
Do you know what? Lingard's anonymous.
Anonymous. I've heard a number of people saying this. It's worrying for Rashford if you've got players around him who can't actually give him what he needs. Because a striker, it doesn't matter if you put Lionel Messi into this team. He's not going to score the same amount of goals as he did for Barcelona.
It's really difficult. We're blaming Lukaku not getting the right service, Martial not getting the right service, Rashford not getting the right service.
Coming on, I think.
It's difficult to pinpoint exactly where our problems lie then, really, isn't it?
I think we've got Delo, Rojo, Chong, Romero, Pereira, all coming on. Fred, Pogba. Yeah, it looks like Greenwood. Yeah, it looks like a
Right.
Wholesale chat. Oh, Young's coming on.
Oh, yes, Ashley Young. That's what we want to hear, lads.
All the potential in the world, that one.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm basically going to do this on the fly. So if you let me know who's on the pitch, then I can get up the new players for everyone.
Well, Romero's coming on for De Gea.
Okay.
That's number one, I think, definitely.
Right. So is he basically changing the entire team?
It looks
pretty much.
Dan James has gone off, maybe for Chong.
Okay.
Martial's gone off as well.
The entire team.
Actually,
Is it the entire team?
The entire team. Delo's coming on,
like
I'm guessing.
Yeah, Delo's going on, yeah.
Okay.
Well, Young's on, Mata's on, Delo's on, Rojo's on, Transabi's on, Romero's on.
Yeah, so it looks like a...
Pogba's on.
Mata, Pogba.
Chongi's on.
Chongi's on. Did you say Twanzebe's on?
Twanzebe's on.
Wicked. Also,
Yeah,
we love a bit of Twan.
Mata's on. Yeah, Mata's on.
Mata's on.
Greenwood is on.
Who? Greenwood? Yeah. So I'm guessing Greenwood, is he playing out on the left or the right? He'll play on the right. And who's striker?
I think it's going to be Greenwood.
Oh, it could be, because we've got Chong and Mata.
Well, I've got so far Sergio Romero, Young, Marcus Rojo, Twanzebe, Delo, and then I've only got Pogba and Mata in midfield, so there's two missing. I've got a...
Fred
is on.
And Pereira.
Fred and Pereira. Wicked.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, my dog's having a nice one.
Interesting. So Fred's on as well. Where's Fred playing then, I wonder? That's 4 midfielders. Mata must be on the right.
I think CDM.
Mata must be on the right then. And Greenwood through the middle.
Mata's 10. Pogba and Fred are the two pivots. Chongi on the left. I've got the E's coming out as well.
Is it like a 4-4-2? No, I don't know what it is.
I think it's a 4-2-3-1 again. Is it not?
Interesting.
I'll find out. It could be a 4-4-2 in a diamond.
I haven't seen up front yet. Delo's Greenwood looks like he's furthest forward. So yeah.
Greenwood is the one furthest forward.
Oh, great feet from Delo. Oh, it's too hard from Pogba. Lovely feet from Delo to go around the defender, but
John Greenwood. Okay. I'm going to probably say Andreas Pereira will be out on the right because that's kind of more his position sometimes.
Sure. Got a chat from the live comments here from Stephen T saying no one passed from midfield that had any creativity at all for Martial. Now that the creators are finally coming on, he takes off Martial. Disgrace. It's true. I do agree with that in general as well. In terms of some players are playing with more creative midfields to get better opportunities in the teams they're playing in. Martial didn't really get anything threaded through, did he? In the midfield, in terms of creativity, it was dead as disco. So,
dead as disco. Nice.
Oh, my dog's playing with
it. I hear a squeaky toy somewhere.
My dog.
Okay.
Dog's living his best life by the sounds of it.
Oh, bless. Love it. Love a good dog.
Right, we got a corner. Chongi had a good run down the middle. Left foot shot. Keeper save, push for the corner. Pereira's taking the corner.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm a bit ahead of you guys.
Corner.
Excellent corner.
I've now managed to change the starting 11. So we've got Chong on the left, we're assuming. Greenwood up through the middle. Andreas Pereira probably over on the right, but we don't know the formation. Pogba and Mata in midfield. Fred as the pivot. Ashley Young over left back, Marcus Rojo left centre back, Twanzebe right centre back, Diogo Delo as right back, and Sergio Romero as keeper. Now we're going to see now, guys, is this team any better than the first 11 that played starting the game?
We hope so.
They just put it up. So Andres Pereira is on the right. Yeah. Juan Mata's playing as a 10.
So I was roughly right then.
Again. Yeah, that'll do.
Good.
That looks right.
Yeah, I was guessing, but it sounds about right. So hopefully all eyes are on Greenwood if he can get a goal in this second half.
Would score and you heard it here first.
So, have they taken the corner?
With a toy. Oh.
So, guys,
I'm just gonna mute myself in and out.
that's fine. So let's have a look at the live comments then. Gaga blah. It's refreshing to hear a Manc accent for a change. Some real good football chat here, boys. Keep it up. I mean, I haven't heard a single Manc accent in here actually, but
well, it's not mine.
well, it's certainly not mine either, and it's not Andrew's. And I'm
Definitely not mine.
Ash, what are you on about? You got the most Manc here.
All right.
You're just a Welsh Manc. It's a new breed. It's fine.
Yeah.
Chris Chas Devis says, get rid of Lingard and Matic. Well, they're not on the pitch now, lads, so your wish has come true. Me, myself, and I, top left back, Ashley Young. Well, you know, he is captain, I'm assuming, guys.
Oh, Greenwood coming in with a left foot shot. Well, Greenwood's already had a couple of shots. He's had one good cross and one decent shot. We already look more dynamic going forward.
This is what we want, though. We want Manchester United to be young and dynamic. Marky says Chongi and Greenwood, showing how all the senior players are. Now, this is the thing this season. These younger players.
This is the worry, though.
Is it the worry, though?
Because they're not going to start. We can't rely on the players that are playing well are the ones that we aren't going to start, and we can't rely on. The players that aren't playing well are the ones that are going to be put in the first 11 because they're tried and trusted.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Is,
they just had the 60 minutes, haven't they? So that,
yeah.
Minutes into them. Yeah.
And then when we look good, a youthful exuberance is what makes us look good, but we can't rely on a bunch of 17 and 18-year-olds coming through and getting us to fourth in the league. So it's a difficult balance at the moment.
No, you're totally right. I would say, though, I acted incredibly well last season with a very young team. So, I mean, remember,
yes.
Mathis de Ligt.
And I'd love it to work for us.
Yeah, of course we would. Of course we would. And I get what you're saying, because without the experience of the older players or decent, more senior players, United probably will struggle. But if Chong and Greenwood are already showing up the senior players, that's probably a good thing for them, because they hopefully they will get into the first team. Or do you not reckon they will?
I think they will, but I don't think they'll be consistently there, and I think they'll be more used as impact players and substitutes.
The one I do think I'll make an exception for on that is Mason Greenwood. I think Mason Greenwood is going to get a lot of game time for Manchester United this season.
Is he that good?
Angel Gomez over Mata, because they're very similar players, but Angel Gomez, he's got
I love Angel Gomez.
He could improve. I think he's fantastic on the ball. He's graceful, composed, and he can do whatever Mata does, but he's just got that bit more pace.
Gomez is the type of star player that is very rare. But the thing is, his height is his only problem. He's only 5'3". That's tiny. And I know Joe Allen was around about that height, and he's miles better than Joe Allen ever was. But in the modern game, physicality is a huge part of it. And I just hope that his skill is enough to basically overcome his height disadvantage, because he could potentially be overrun in midfield, but he showed no signs of that versus Tottenham Hotspur, which is a massive positive.
He's only 5'3"?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he was only 5'3". I knew he was short, but I didn't know he was 5'3" short.
Yeah, he's only 5'3". So, and he is 19 in October, so he's not going to grow anymore. So it's he's not going to do a Lionel Messi and have anything to help him
Delow's got the ball out on the right here, does about 7 step overs. Delow always gets a ball into the box. You give him that.
Delow, is he a right back, or is he more a right winger? That's the thing.
Defensively, he's very, very poor, I think.
He is, isn't
he? Yeah, I don't want to be horrible, but yeah, he's been, especially even on this pre-season, he's been poor defensively. But he's got great feet and he can whip it across. So
yeah, his defensive awareness is awful.
Yeah.
Right, guys, managed to get the other studio set up with the correct team now, so hopefully everyone at home can see what's going on. So like we said, Chong out on the left, Greenwood through the middle, Andreas Pereira on the right, Pogba and Mata in midfield, Fred as the pivot in CDM, Young left back, Marcus Rojo and Twanzebe as the centre backs, Diego Dalot as the right back, and Sergio Ramos replacing David De Gea. So guys,
there's a lot of misinformation going around for this 5'3" in the comments there, Drawty. You're getting a few pelters there, mate. Apparently he's 5'5".
Wow. Potato tomato. So
I'm gonna throw it out there. I don't think in his entire Manchester United career, I don't think Fred has completed a pass.
Here's the interesting thing, right? It actually says, and I apologise if I got this from Wiki, but on his Wiki it actually says he's 5'3", 1m61, which is 5'3". So
yeah, Wiki does say he's 5'3". I didn't look at that, but I could have sworn he was taller than 5'3".
So I mean, it's not like he's 4'1" and is running through people's legs, which would be hilarious. But so it doesn't matter. He's still a brilliant player. That was my point. It's just
he is, and I think the stature of a player doesn't always mean that he's not going to be able to play in the Premier League. It's the focus on pace and power in the Premier League. I sometimes think is misrepresented depending on what sort of player you are and where you're going to play. If he's going to be the creative playmaker, then you can be a David Silva size. You can be, I'm not going to say Lionel Messi because I'll get penalties for it, but you can be of a stature. Whereas if you move the ball quick enough and you've got good enough control, then you can be effective, and you don't have to muscle people off the ball because people don't get anywhere near you.
No, and I think at the end of the day, you look at what Lionel Messi's done in the game. I think he's 5'7", 5'8", something like that. And low centre of gravity is a massive advantage sometimes. It's you're never going to be dominant in the air, obviously, at that height. Although we flash back to 2009 where somehow Lionel Messi scored a header against Van der Sar, which was incredible. I was just thinking, how the hell has he got up there? But, these things can happen. So I don't think height is everything. But in the modern physical game, it has been a worry for players in the past. But hopefully with Angel Gomez, his quality is such that it doesn't matter at all.
I've got my fingers crossed.
So, we are into what minute are we in, guys? I'm guessing we're in 25th minute in the second half.
70th minute.
70th minute. So, we've got 20 minutes to go. Now, what happens if it's a draw? Does it just end as a draw? There's no, pre-season penalties or anything?
So, it's not the entire Champions Cup, so
that's fine. So, it's not like
we don't seem to have really kicked on with these new 11 players come on. But is that to be expected? I mean, 30 minutes left in the game. It's going to be a bit hit and miss, isn't it? But
yeah,
there are some. I don't know if anybody's really stood out yet, guys. I don't know if you spotted anyone.
Not really, to be honest. I mean, it could be a bit of a blessing in disguise in terms of if we are going to make signings in the last sort of week or so. The fact that we've changed two completely starting 11, well, near enough starting 11s, and we've made sort of no headway against quite an average side, to be honest. So.
Well, we've looked an average side today, if you ask me.
So, guys, is this filling you any confidence for the start of the season? That's the most important thing.
No, we've regressed. We're not playing the way that we have been in previous friendlies. There isn't the cohesiveness. We haven't got the high press with everybody doing the same thing as one unit. I don't really know what our tactics are, which is worrying because that's been the concern for a long, long time. That's my opinion anyway. I don't know what you guys think.
That's a good bit for Mason Greenwood.
Yes, it is.
Do you know what? We're going to bring back the devil for a little bit, just to freak a few people out. So why the hell not? It's a one-off. It's a one-off show, people. So,
what has he done there?
If you are tuning in for the first time, guys, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. That would be massively appreciated. We're trying to hit 515,500 today, if possible. That would be amazing for us. Also,
Fred.
Yeah, go on.
It's just Fred drives me mental. He seems to try and pass through players like they're invisible.
He's never completed a pass in a United shirt. I'm certain of it.
What? Never.
Never ever.
He's never ever completed a pass. Fred has a 0% passing ratio. Everyone.
Yeah.
It's
not the best. That
you heard it here first. Fred is the first Man United player in history to have a 0% passing ratio.
Yeah.
Robin Lemon is right. Such a boring game. I'm not even watching it, guys. I'm just hosting. Yeah. But from what the guys are saying, this has been massively disappointing.
And diabolical because we don't have a striker. I mean, that's a good point. Kirito Janga, we don't have a striker. I mean, we don't really. I know Mason Greenwood's playing it, but he's still obviously very young and inexperienced. So, yeah, we don't have a striker really.
We don't have a focal point, and the three players that we got playing up front as a rotational, wrong.
Good knock.
I don't think they really know where to be. You know, there's no. They don't take responsibility in terms of they have to score a goal. It seems to just be a little bit floaty.
Well, you look how many times we put the ball into the box. I mean, look, this chance here, Delo, controls on the right hand side, whips a lovely ball in, and there's no one. I mean, Pereira was the furthest person forward. The only one in the 6-yard box.
Phil Jones has probably had the most shots on target.
Yeah, he probably has.
Phil Jones, he is a force unto himself. And let's just have a pink boots from Mark Goldbridge just to celebrate Phil Jones for a second.
Pink boots! It's the pink boots, Marcus! The bloody pink boots!
Yeah, there you go. So that's for the people at home, just to make you miss Mark Goldbridge a little bit more, who will be here after the game. Please be around for his post-match reaction. It is in the description below. He will he will be following this match watch along. Sorry, I'm really tired now. I can't get my words out. I'll tell you what, Paul, you take over for a second. I just need to go get a drink.
You rest up, Drawty. Go and get a cup of tea and a biscuit or something, mate.
I might get something stronger. So, Ash, if you got anything, I'll come around yours. No, joke.
Yeah, come down.
He's got a squeaky toy.
Yeah, I'm hoping for some horse tranquilizers, actually. So, you work on a farm, so you might be able to get some.
They'll work.
Well, you never know. So, right, I'll leave it to you for a few minutes, Paul.
Yeah, crack on. I think Greenwood's probably looked the most promising. Yeah, Greenwood again. They can't control him. These step overs that he does are fantastically effective. I don't know whether people are going to work that out, but I think he's got more tricks in the bag.
But the thing I think with those step overs is because he's so two-footed that you really don't know sort of what he's going to do and which foot he's going to pull onto.
Exactly, being ambidextrous is a huge difference because they're not going to push you one way. So I think he's definitely got that on his side.
Yeah.
But underwhelming second half with both 11s. I mean, if you're watching this, if you can do a little 3-word review in the comments, but obviously no swearing, but just to let us know how you think we've done during this game, because not many people have stood out, and in terms of a team effort, our cohesion's has been poor, really, and whatever tactics that we've been displaying previously in games, have you seen much of it, guys?
Not really. I mean, it's going forward. It's that transition between midfield and attack again. I mean, I've just seen on a couple of occasions then, Pogba's been non-existent really in this second half as well since coming on. But I've
just thought that.
Yeah, I've just seen a couple of Delo got the ball on the right hand side, and the furthest person forward you see is Mason Greenwood making that run in behind the defence, and no one finds him. Fred's just gone narrowly wide with a curler. But yeah, no one's really picking up the runs, and I think this is a problem that we have in the midfield. Is we've only got Pogba really to make that, that really clinical pass.
And if he's not doing it, then nobody else seems to.
Exactly.
Momentum Stocks in the comments says flat, bored, worried.
Yeah,
that's you can't really argue with that at all.
James XX97 says show great, game rubbish. I've seen a few people saying this is the best watch along ever. I don't know how, but
literally a few, like 3.
Yeah, like 3 people, and all of them were my mum. So my mum's got multiple accounts. So.
It's all the family we've asked to be in the live comments, bigging us up.
Yeah, I'll give you all £5 later. Cheers for that, guys. I appreciate it. So
Great was a lovely little link up between Mata and Greenwood, but
I like this. Elijah Sasson, I think it's boring, overplaying. We're underplaying as well, so that's not great. Pogba wants out by Craig Mitchum. We need Bruno, Trend Media. We need a lot more than Bruno by the looks of it.
Here's a super chat from T Ballard. Here's some fun. Ashley Young is captain. Tom,
Captain Blank. Captain Blank.
Tom, that's not fun. That's making everyone here rather depressed.
Andreas.
Thanks for that.
Oh, Greenwood's on the ball again. Andreas with a decent run.
Very good run from Andreas, yeah.
He
recycles the ball well, Greenwood. Sorry.
Yeah, no, fine.
Such a youngster, he does. He's intelligent with his passing. Oh, lovely little dummy from Chong. Good tackle from the defence.
We'll get with the whole talking over each other at some point. This is the first time the 4 of us have actually ever done a proper live broadcast, so
We haven't done too bad.
We're doing okay, guys. And to be honest with you, Paul, I'm really happy that Discord has stayed okay for the entire game.
Yeah.
You've done it now, Drawty.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry, lads. Everything's going to crash in a minute, so...
But it has. It's been stable so far, so let's keep our fingers crossed.
I'll play the intro in a minute, and I'll come out of the fire again, because that'll go down well.
Well, I was going to say what you don't know is that Drawty has actually killed Mark Goldbridge, and this is the future of the United Stand going forward. That's what you don't know.
Yeah, it is true. Sorry to basically break it to you, but Mark is no longer with us. So
we have 2,000 likes with less than 6,000 people watching. So appreciate all the likes, guys. That's fantastic, actually.
It's a good ratio. It is a good ratio. So
it's not bad.
I've noticed since I brought the devil back, that views have dropped off slightly. So scaring kids away.
George Kyle's come out with use the conch. I don't really know what that is. Is that an inside joke?
That is an Anchorman joke. So thank you for that, George Kyle. The conch to assemble the news team.
Disappointed in myself for that. I should know that.
Your movie knowledge today, Paul's been really disappointing.
Specifically Anchorman knowledge. I can. Yeah, I've let myself down, guys. No, I apologise.
Oh well, never mind. So how long have we got left on the game? I'm guessing we're 10 minutes out now.
About 10 minutes-ish, yeah.
So at the end of the game, Mark Goldbridge will be giving his live match reaction. I'm just going to quickly... I'm going to go to studio.
Lovely bit of interplay mind through the midfield with Delo and Mata and Pereira.
Again, it's the youngsters, though, isn't it? It's the youngsters that have brought on the energy and have some creativity. Whereas, again, all the players we expect to perform how they perform have not stepped up their game from last season. So, again, in my opinion, a bit worrying. But the youngsters, they look alive, they look class, they look like they want to do something, they look like they want to score. And it's refreshing to see, but there's also some concerns in there.
Right, so we're just going to bring up that video from Flex again, just because a bit of in-game advertising. So here we are.
Okay, we are here in Norway at the Ullevål Stadium for Manchester United versus Kristiansund. Drawty is doing the watch along. Make sure you guys check us out at the fan cams live at the stadium straight after Drawty's finished. Check it out.
There you go then, Flex after the game with Josh. We'll be doing the fan cams. Be sure to be there after, because after last week when we had the Chinese fan on, it was fantastic. So make sure you follow those guys.
Flex and Josh out in Asia and Australia were fantastic.
Absolutely, Paul. Those guys have been doing bits out there. Some of the content Josh has been filming, brilliant. And I've worked with some pretty damn good videographers, but Josh has really stepped up his game. So
he has. And Flex has also stepped up his game in terms of presenting. He's really pulled it out of the bag. Those two as a team, they nailed it out there, in my opinion. They did so well.
I saw someone say Josh is to...
Phenomenal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I saw someone earlier say Josh is to Flex what Drawty is to Goldbridge. I don't even know what I am to Goldbridge anymore, so...
You're dead to him, Drawty. That's what he told me.
No, he's dead.
I'm joking.
This is what it is. We killed him.
Right.
He's no longer here.
Yeah, we're permanent now, yeah.
Yeah.
That is the reason why the devil mask is on top of Mark Goldbridge's body. So.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm using his body like a puppet. So I'm using my mind powers to control Mark Goldbridge's body. So, yeah, oh well.
Yeah, 8 minutes left.
Yep.
8 minutes left.
And as you can tell by yappering on, this is quite an uneventful half, really.
Yeah.
Nothing much happening. There's a lot of running about, but there's no real end product.
Look, no one in the box. Only Chong in the box. That's it.
You're right. I mean, who's meant to be there to score the goals? Because it doesn't seem to. It seems like we always get one tiny midfielder in there and put a ball in, which doesn't make much difference. I'll tell you what, Twanzebe looked absolutely lightning there.
He is quick.
He is. I think he's going to be class.
Is Twanzebe... Is he the kind of centre-back who is ready to start for United this season? Or do you think Harry Maguire coming in will push him onto the bench? Because at the end of the day, we've still got Jones, who's just signed a new contract, along with Smalling. Twanzebe, I would hope, would be the first port of call after Maguire and Lindelof.
Exactly the same as me, Jory. But again,
you'd like to think
time
so.
will tell.
Time will tell. So... We are 5 minutes from the end. Son is God says, what a joke. There's a number of people very unhappy in the live comments with what's going on today. Pretty much a boring match. I mean, to be drawing to Kristiansund, an unknown sort of small team from Norway, guys, how would you sum up this performance?
Looks like they're just trying not to get hurt. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Do we think this is there anything
uneventful?
Is there anything we can take from this game?
What you can do is you can pick out individual performances, a few of them, in terms of energy and work rate, and maybe a couple with productivity. But what the concern is for me is the cohesiveness of the group in terms of, I know we've played 2 separate 11s, but neither of them have formed any sort of partnerships in the middle of the park. You can't really see who works with who in terms of how to narrow down a starting 11 for the beginning of the season. This game has given absolutely no indication as to how we move forward as our starting 11, for me anyway, and that's what's concerning. And also, we seem to have regressed in terms of our style of play. And Ollie's son's coming on. Yeah.
Good for Noah. It's good to have him up against Manchester United. That would be massive for him, and obviously for Ollie, a massive personal moment for him and his son. So that's brilliant.
How do you guys think about the game? Sorry,
Ash and Andrew, it's over to you.
It's again. Oh, hang on. There's a big chance here for Chong. He's at the post again, is he? Yeah. It's been very uneventful. Again, there's that word, that cohesiveness. There's been no cohesion whatsoever between either of the sides, it is concerning. You're spot on. What you're saying is it's paid nothing towards what I think the starting 11 will be against Chelsea. I really don't know, to be honest, and I don't even know who I'd play or what positions. I think the next week is going to be massive in terms of who we bring in and what progress is made during the club.
Oh, nice touch. Ollie giving his son a high five before he goes on. Dead chuffed. You can see how proud he is.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
Can we have a round of applause in the studio?
Yeah.
Go on, Ollie's son. Noah Solskjaer.
On score against us. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smash one in.
No, Andrew, we can't say that. We'll scrub that one out after. I'm joking.
Edit.
Sorry, what was that? No.
I mean, we could do with a CDM. Is he any good?
Quicker than Matic.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not many positives to take out the game. I hate to be negative, but it's very difficult to pick out positives. McTominay was a positive in the first half. Greenwood looks sharp, but I wouldn't say any sharper than he has any other game. It's, as I say, there's a couple of individual performances, but as much as you can pick out the good individual performances, you can also say Pogba's been anonymous. Jesse Lingard has been as good as he has been for the rest of the tour. There's a lot of untested in there in terms of Kristiansund haven't attacked a great deal, but because they sit in a defensive shape here, Kristiansund, they're very organised and they've got some good players. And this is what we're going to face a lot in the Premier League because teams have worked us out in terms of if they sit in a defensive shape, eventually we'll run out of ideas and they can counter-attack on us and score a goal. And that doesn't seem to have changed much. That's a concern of mine as well.
I think the next week is going to be very, very telling for Manchester United. Obviously, we've got the transfer window closes in the middle of next week, so there's only a few days to get any deals done. So August the 8th, 5 o'clock GMT is when the transfer window closes. So United are really going to have to pull their finger out if they're going to get anything done. So
great ball. Oh.
Lawrence Annaman says drawing against Fishermen. I haven't seen too many anglers in here at the moment, so
this club is actually pretty big in Norway, isn't it?
Yeah, they are.
Mini Morna, super comment. Right now, we miss Lukaku sitting in the middle. I mean, we do miss a focal point. I mean, as I said, I've mentioned loads of times, we've had no one in the box and the ball's gone wide. Ashley Young with a decent pass back to the Kristiansund keeper, which is nice to see.
Would Alexis Sanchez make a difference?
Super chat. Sorry, did we do Struts and Super Chat? Solskjaer's son coming on?
We can read it again.
Thank you for that, yeah.
I gotta say, everyone who's sent in a super chat, listen, we try and read out all of them. If we missed any, I will be completely honest, I will try and find them. But thank you so much to anyone who has contributed. Yeah. So you've all been brilliant today, guys, especially for our first broadcast as a team. We are now officially the TUS Channel 4 team. So we will be getting a
Plus
conch
one.
soon. We've got a signed mug we can give away. That'll be Ash's head.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Ash. I don't mean to pick on you, but we do this all the time.
You pick us. Fine. I'm all good.
Mate,
used to it.
you look good dressed as Thor, I got to say, in your Marvel get-up. So.
Oh, Pogba. Oh, he's nearly in. There was decent interplay on the edge of the box there.
Well defended.
Oh, funnily enough, through Pogba. Mata nearly finished it off with a decent through ball to Pogba, but he just couldn't quite get there. It was a good tackle, actually, by the end, by one of the defenders.
Nice.
Oh, it's Solskjaer's son. Can you believe it?
Oh, it's a great tackle. Fair play.
You know what? I think that we should
Bragging rights for Ole's son, super chat.
Just sign him.
I like it.
Lynn Hall
Sign him
says 19-year-old Noah Solskjaer looks more like 13. Babyface runs in the family. Maybe he's a new babyface assassin. So maybe there's something in the water in Norway that we don't know about.
Ice, probably.
Yeah, it would be ice. But then you'd be getting that off of Lindelof. So
Well, we're in the 89th minute now, so I don't think there's going to be a great deal of injury added on. True.
well,
I would guess maybe like 2 minutes for all the substitutions.
Could be.
I think they should just end it now. Be like, nah, you're not having any time. Nah, it's been poor. So
You've had 90 minutes to try and score. You're not having no point giving you another 2.
you've had 90 minutes, a bunch of fishermen. So if you can't score against that, lads, just come off. So right, guys, in the live comments, how do you feel about the game? Get it in now. We're gonna be on until just before 8 o'clock, and then we will be switching straight over to Mark Goldbridge's live reaction, live from the beach. I've been told he is completely tanked up on sangria.
Good to know. We've got Drunkbridge incoming.
Yeah. And that'll cheer us all up, hopefully.
Oh, Pogba, decent shot. Edge of the area.
Took it off
I'll tell you what, we've had some good chances today, but we haven't managed to finish any of them off. Again, that's a little worry. But we have had the chances, so that's the positive side of things. We've had chances to score. Both their keepers have played out their skin. Let's face it.
Yeah.
We've got one last attack coming up now.
Mason pushing forward.
If you don't create chances, you can't win a game of football.
Again, no one pushing forward. No one looking to be that.
Ash, you're dead right. It's crazy to say
It's a
that
lovely little ball
nobody.
matter. He's gone on the keeper. It's a penalty, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, penalty.
It is a penalty to Manchester United in the last minute.
Unbelievable. The poor keeper.
Yeah, it's a great little through. Who was it? Pogba or was it someone played a lovely little through ball to Mata and he shot the
Pogba, no look, reverse pass
That's a
through to
beautiful
Mata.
pass, fair
Absolutely stunning.
play. And then
Is it Pogba that takes it then?
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Well, let's see.
Well, he is.
But yeah, I'd assume so too.
Oh, it
Pogba is
looked like a
designated.
dive from there.
Shh, Ash, don't say that.
Oh.
Juan Mata's taking it.
Well, Mata's taking it. Hopefully there'll be a goal. This crowd
Mata-
deserves a goal.
Mata's,
Sell out in
one-
Norway.
He loves a dead ball, does our Juan. Great pen. 1-0.
Smashed it in.
Great pen. Fair play. Sent the keeper the wrong way.
Yeah,
It's
goal
a
to
shot.
Mata.
How-
1-0 to Man United. 91 minutes, 49 seconds.
There we
I think
go,
That's probably
and-
going to be the score.
The score is
That is-
updated. That is quicker than Goldbridge will ever do it. So
That is the thinnest papering over the cracks I've ever seen, that goal, I think.
Yeah. I'm glad for the crowd they got a goal because they deserved the goal. I would like to have got more goals, but that is some thin paper. You're right.
hey, look, it doesn't matter how you win them sometimes, but sometimes you just need that little bit of momentum. So, but I'm guessing from what you guys are saying, we're incredibly lucky today.
Yeah, very, very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say, well, I'd say lucky. We've played, but we deserve to win. But it's just we haven't been clinical enough, and they've defended really well.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
expected more, but credit to Kristiansund. They've played well,
That game.
but we haven't.
That's it.
Is that
No
it?
whistle.
Here we
Yep.
are then, guys. It's 1-0. It's finished 1-0 to Manchester United versus Kristiansund with a Juan Mata penalty in the last minute. So Mark Goldbridge will be live with his match reaction after this. We're going to be here for a few minutes, just giving our rundown on the game. Quickly, just going to go over to Flex and his video for the match reaction fan cam. So here we go.
Okay, we are here in Norway at the Ullevål Stadium for Manchester United versus Kristiansund. Drawty is doing the watch along. Make sure you guys check us out at the fan cams live at the stadium straight after Drawty's finished. Check it out.
Yes, so it has finished indeed 1-0 to Manchester United versus Kristiansund. Guys, how was that for you? Are you happy with the result? Are you happy with the performances? Did anyone stand out for you? Paul?
Mason Greenwood in the second half, Scott McTominay in the first half. But no, not huge performance from anybody. It was disappointing. Biggest disappointment for me was the way we played as a team, not individual performances. We seem to have lost that press. And Ollie Ball seems to have disappeared, which I'm quite confused about.
Ash?
It was a strange one. We completely regressed from the other games in pre-season where we've looked sharp, we've looked energetic, we've pressed really from the front and looked to get after them, and we did sort of none of that today. It was very lethargic, very sort of the end of last season against a team which. That they were compact, they were organised. I've got to give them that, but the quality really wasn't there from them. And I think we should have made them. We should have been a lot more clinical, which is it's worrying. And God knows what we're going to do to kind of start of the season if we go into the season with this squad anyway.
And Andrew,
I mean, it's preseason. That's what I'll say. I really don't expect much from preseason games other than to get fitness up. I start looking better and better. So for me, I would say that Scott McTominay first half was man of the match. Then probably Mason Greenwood second half man of the match. Then overall man of the match should probably still go to Scott McTominay. Scott really did make a huge difference on the game. It is what it is. It's preseason, and it just looked like they were playing it like a real preseason game and just didn't care much.
So, thank you all massively for joining us on today's show. I just want to say a massive shout out to all the mods in there, Smut Beers and all the guys, Pancad, you've been brilliant. Anyone I've missed out, Sally. And I just want to give a massive shout out for you guys for helping me through this show, especially you guys in the live comments. Guys, Paul, you've been brilliant. Thank you for helping today. Obviously, it's been an interesting one for me because I've never actually hosted before, but thank you so much for coming on.
Good job, Drawty, for all of us actually, because I've never been on for this long either. So it's been an absolute pleasure, lads. Actually,
I got to say, I think for our first one, for a bunch of guys that have never done this before on basically Mark Goldbridge's baby, he's trusting me with this is been interesting. So hopefully you guys have had a few laughs at home. Sorry if we scared the crap out of anyone with a devil head, but sorry about that. Ash, again, do you want to shout out the podcast and thank you very much for joining us today?
No, thank you very much, mate. It's been a good laugh. Yeah, it's Talking Manchester United, the United Stand podcast. You can search for us on any sort of podcast site or on YouTube at Talking Manchester United. And
it is a good listen. I've listened to it and it has actually helped me sleep. So it's been brilliant. Andrew, thank you for calling in all the way from Arizona, my friend. Thanks. And do you want to give a shout out to anything? Thank you for coming on.
Sure. I mean, follow me on Twitter, guys, at RedBeardedRed on Twitter. I love to talk Manchester United and all sports in general. And then there's also my local club of Phoenix Rising here, who right now are on an 11-game win streak and are 12-0 on Dollar Beer Night. So get following them.
Right, so guys, very last thing. Thank you everyone for being in the live comments. If you are new to the channel, please remember to subscribe and like the video. I don't know if you want to share it because obviously the intro was a bit squiffy. Thank you for watching for so long and putting up with us. Manchester United have beaten Kristiansund. I have been the devil. Oh, God, I hate that name. And yes, thank you. And hopefully see you all again very, very soon for Mark's match reaction, which is coming up after this video. Take care. Thank you very much.